And welcome to Memorial Gardens for your game day broadcast tonight. Bob Cole's here with you, your frontline game day broadcast. What could be the final game of the North Bay Battalion season. What a year it's been, but it's not over yet. The Battalion down 3-0 in this best of 7 OHL Eastern Conference Final, the battle for the Bobby Orr Trophy. Will it be handed out tonight and given to the Hamilton Bulldogs, or will the North Bay Battalion force a 5th game for Sunday night in Hamilton? Of course, the other night, 6-4, the final for Hamilton, as they've won every game in this series, but North Bay battled hard, but unable to get the W, and so they're down 3-0 entering Game 4. We'll have some of the pregame lineups and stories. We'll hear from Matt Sukram, who's calling tonight's game. Of course, Courtney Kenny is helping me here on the pregame show, as well as doing a little producing and offering color commentary as well. And Courtney, let's talk about Wednesday night's game first of all. Battalion played pretty hard. They battled Hamilton all the way, but the Bulldogs proved better in the end, and Hamilton in a great spot to wrap up this series tonight.
Yeah, Hamilton is in a great spot, and that's one thing I asked head coach Jay McKee, post game at the press conference. I asked him, hey, your team is looking to capture the Bobby Orr Trophy here on hostile territory. What's the mindset going into that game? Because I don't care if you're in the driver's seat or not. There's going to be some extra nerves with the fact that you could be hoisting a trophy at the end of a game like this type of thing. So he said, he's going to try and go for more of the same. It's worked really well. But at the same time, he said there was a lot of holes in our game in this one. And we saw that with North Bay scoring, 4 goals in Game 3. And he said there's a lot of things we need to work on. And we really, and one thing he keeps saying, I said this in the last game broadcast, one thing he keeps stressing on is they really respect North Bay. And he says just because they're down 3-0, the 4th game is always the toughest to beat because the team with their backs against the wall are the most dangerous. And he knows that North Bay is a dangerous team. He's like, they're Central Division champions for a reason. And they're not going to take their foot off the gas pedal on this one. Yeah,
I was going to agree to that. Jay McKee has talked a lot about the respect he has for North Bay, and he's seen the best of we've seen the best of the Hamilton Bulldogs in this series, as they've scored at least 5 goals every game. They got 6 the other night, and that'll be the challenge for North Bay, to try to limit the number of goals they give up. They got the offense going the other night with 4 goals, but it's the other end which has really been a problem for the Battalion. After you mentioned you talked to Jay McKee, you also talked to head coach Ryan Olahan at that OHL press conference the other night, and let's hear some of that right now, along with Kyle Jackson.
Joining us now is North Bay Battalion head coach Ryan Olahan and forward Kyle Jackson. Coach, obviously not the outcome you were looking for tonight, but it was still a hard-fought battle, a really strong second period by your team. What are your overall thoughts on tonight's play?
Well, the overall thoughts are, first off, again, not the outcome that we wanted here. We were better tonight, clearly better than we have been throughout this series, so we're making strides. I think the biggest message for us is, we need to be just a little bit better in every single area. We've had the motto since day one of being 1% better, and I think that's, we need to be 1% better on our stick battles, 1% better finishing plays, 1% better in all over the ice in different areas. So that's going to be our theme here, and obviously we've dug a hole, but one game at a time.
Kyle, it was obviously a higher energy game out there for your team tonight. Did playing in front of a home crowd affect the team's performance for you tonight?
Yeah, it was awesome to get the crowd going early and get that first goal, and the chants at the start of the game, that gets you going, and just to be back on home ice feels good. And we didn't get the outcome we wanted, but it was a better game for us.
Kyle, off the hop, like you mentioned, you guys got the first goal, and how did that kind of relax the bench, if at all? And then coming back in the third period and tying up the game, just what was the mindset on the bench after that?
Yeah, it was huge. We haven't got the first goal against these guys very often, so to get the first goal, it was big, and then to come back in the third and just to keep fighting, and that's what we're going to keep doing here.
Coach, coming up to Game 4 here on Friday, backs up against the wall, just with the fan support and everything, what does it mean to have the fan support here for the Gardens, and also the mindset going into that game, like you mentioned, the 1%?
I think even maybe the crowd could be 1% better too. I mean, we're looking for help in any which way. We're in the conference finals here, you know, and it's a Friday night in North Bay. Let's pack this building. We need it as loud as possible. You can tell our players feed off of it, right? When you hear the Go Troops go at the beginning of the game, we came out with a better start. I believe that's a big factor. And then different moments. I mean, in the second period, we had really good momentum going there, and it was the crowd. It was on our side. So, you know, we'd like to see a great crowd here on Friday. I think it can help us. And then just overall, again, it's one game at a time. We can't look at the overall picture. It's one shift, one period, one game, and that's the approach we're going to have.
Kyle, former teammate of yours, Justin Brazo, makes the kind of a celebrity appearance in the game tonight. You guys get the chance to hear from him at all pre-game or leading up to it, just kind of connect back on what his message was leading up?
Yeah, we guys see Braz in throughout the arena. He comes in and trains here, and he's very positive. He's on our side, and it's great to see him, and it was great to see him here at the game.
Coach, you guys had some some performances. One that hops out to me is Nick Seaman tonight, some guy that's not a huge one on a night-to-night basis in the lineup, but showed up for you tonight. What did you see from him that popped off the page of you with this one?
Well, obviously everyone sees the goal, the finish by him, but I think he's earned it. There's a kid that early in the playoffs wasn't in the lineup every single night, but he's worked extremely hard on his game. We worked on him being on his left side, being a left winger. Kudos to him. We talk about the word karma. He's got a lot on his side. I thought him and Romani were excellent today. Even late in the game, you could see. I mean, those are 16-year-old kids. They're the only 16-year-olds in the series right now, and doing an unbelievable job for us.
That concludes tonight's coverage of Game 3 of the East Finals. Game 4 takes place on Friday night here in North Bay.
And that was the OHL news conference on Wednesday night. In the media room is where they hold it, and disappointing night for the Battalion and Ryan Holohan and Kyle Jackson losing 6-4. Special teams a big part of that game. North Bay gave up a shorthanded goal, and they only scored one power play goal in 5 chances. So they're going to have to clean up that tonight. Courtney, the special teams have been a big part of this series. North Bay taking some undisciplined penalties in the first 2 games, and they got the opportunities the other night, but only one power play goal, and they gave up a shorty, and North Bay has to be better in that area tonight.
Yeah, Bob, and we've seen North Bay all season long give up shorthanded goals, so that's something that they've struggled with all year long. They must be one of the top teams at giving up shorthanded goals in the league since Game 1, because I remember there was a point in time where it felt like they had more shorthanded goals than they had power play goals, but when you're getting to a team like the Hamilton Bulldogs and a team that's so lethal, you can't give them chances and chances and chances, especially when you're on the power play. You have to still be ready to play defense, and that burned the Battalion. But, I mean, the one power play goal they did get, it was great to see them get clicking because it's been a little while for them, since Game 1. But this Battalion team, they can put up goals quickly. We saw them come back from a 3-1 deficit in the second period, and they tied it up at 3 before Hamilton pulled away again on a weird-looking goal against Divinchentis. So it's doable for the troops, and they're going to have to use those man advantages to their advantage, so to speak, because Hamilton's a heavily penalized team, Bob.
And the Hamilton Bulldog, or the North Bay Battalion, will have Dominic DiVincentis in the lineup once again. He gets the start. Joe Verbetic backing him up. No Mitchell Russell. He didn't play in Game 3 after he got injured in Game 2. Let's talk for Hamilton with Matt Suckerman. Matt, Hamilton's on a roll. They haven't lost in the playoffs, 11-0. They're so deep. What's the biggest worry maybe Jay McKee has as he attempts to sweep North Bay and sweep his team into the OHL final?
Well, I think Jay McKee's biggest worry is the fact that he's going up against a team that literally now has nothing left to lose. Their backs are against the wall, and they're going to come out hungry. They are going to be playing a little bit shorthanded again tonight with Owen Outwater out of the lineup, so they're only playing with the 11 forwards, but you know that top group is going to be looking to attack the net hard, and he's hoping that his Hamilton Bulldogs don't have those little lapses that have almost cost them in the playoffs. Now, they're perfect in the playoffs, so it's hard to be worried about a team that hasn't dropped the ball yet. I mean, they haven't even spent a lot of time this postseason even trailing in a game. But for the Hamilton Bulldogs, you know that it's going to take just one little slip-up for them to really get worried about the Battalion getting them back into this series.
Couple of notes. Game 3 the other night, North Bay scored first, but they gave up one soon after. Hamilton never trailed after that, and they won it going away by a score of 6-4. Sometimes teams also, when they're up 3-0, they think about wrapping it up on home ice. Hamilton doesn't strike me as that kind of team, but you never know. And should North Bay get this game tonight, they can go into Hamilton again with nothing left to lose. And then the pressure is on the Bulldogs, because then if they lose on Sunday, they got to come back here on Tuesday, and momentum is changing. So Hamilton does not want to be put themselves in that spot. They want the Bobby Orr Trophy in their hands tonight. The North Bay Battalion want to put it off for at least 2 more nights and get on the bus tomorrow and prepare for Game 5. They don't want their season to end tonight. And I really think tonight is the night where North Bay's big line of Coe, Petrov, and Jackson have to step up for the Battalion. They got good play from Romani and Sema the other night, but it's going to be the big boys, the veterans, the Ty Nelsons, the Brandon Coes, etc., that really have to lead the way tonight for the North Bay Battalion. So we'll see what happens. We got 2 veterans to call it for you. Courtney Kenny is doing the color tonight. And Matt Sukram, let's see if we can get a win for these North Bay fans this evening.
Well, good news for the Battalion if you're the superstitious type. The last game that Matt Sukram did play-by-play was Game 5 against the Kingston Frontenacs, a game in which they won and eliminated to come here to play the Hamilton Bulldogs. So, Matt, you know, we're going to use some of that juju here in this one, and hopefully will the Battalion do a victory. And if they do, we all know it was the Frontline broadcast that did it.
Yeah, we'll just give ourselves the stick tap on that one for sure. It's looking like a great crowd on hand here tonight. The stands are quite full, and there's lots of people in the standing room area around the board, so this city does not want to see this team end their season here tonight against the Hamilton Bulldogs. We'll take a pause for the national anthem, and then we'll be back for puck drop for Game 4.
A wonderful rendition of "O Canada" here at North Bay Memorial Gardens, and what could potentially be the last game here this season. Of course, we don't want to think like that. The North Bay Battalion, we want them to win and continue at least a 4-game winning streak in this one, Matt.
Interestingly enough, this could be the second time that Memorial Gardens has hosted a championship trophy game this season, where the Nipissing Lakers women's university hockey team lost the Macaw Cup final to the Brock Badgers here on home ice just a couple of months ago. So the Battalion hoping not to see history repeat itself in that sense, and would love to get back on a bus and head down to Hamilton after tonight.
That is true, and you know what? In the first 2 seasons that the Battalion were here, the Bobby Orr Trophy was presented here at Memorial Gardens as well. The first year to the Battalion as they swept the Oshawa Generals. The second year to the Oshawa Generals as they lost in 6 games. But here's Matt Sukram with the call for Game 4.
Play is underway. Moving the puck into the zone is McTavish. He dumps it down. It goes around the boards to the line. White takes a shot, deflected in front of the net, and now goes off the end boards. Picked up by the Captain Arnsby of the Battalion. It's played to the half boards on the far side, up to the line, and skating out with it is Van Steensel. He fires it down. It's a save made by Constantini, and then a hard hit in the far side corner as two players collide there. Van Steensel and I believe Grushnikov going hard in the corner. And that's what you want to see out of that line in the opening couple of seconds here to begin Game 4 here in North Bay. It's Ty Nelson on the puck in his own zone. Battalion defenseman who's likely going to get drafted in a couple of months. Sends it down the ice towards Brandon Coe. He gets knocked off the puck, and the Hamilton Bulldogs are able to get it out to the blue line and carried down the right wing side by Humphrey, gaining the attacking zone. Nelson on the back end throws Humphrey out of position and nails him against the boards, but the puck goes to the point. Shot comes in, and it's off the blocker of DiVincentis. Now another shot in and out of the glove, and the Battalion will get it out of the zone. It's Coe racing down the right wing side towards the front of the net, tries to drag the puck, but then he's pushed away by Colton Kammerer at the end of that play. And the Hamilton Bulldogs now moving the puck out of their zone into the neutral zone. Their clearing attempt is blocked by Tarasevich, and he dumps it down into the Hamilton zone. Behind the net, Tarasevich tries to center it. He gets hit. Now Wakely for North Bay on the half boards. A minute 40 into the game. He plays it down the point. Down to the right side boards, it's Podolou. Podolou with the puck goes into the corner, looking for some support. Podolou carries it out of the area, turns, fires, and it's a glove save made by the goaltender Constantini. A minute 58 in, no score.
Really good start for the North Bay Battalion, and you know that they needed that one in this one, as they've only scored the first goal once in this game, and they had a 26-6-1 record when they were the first goal scorers in the regular season, and it really gave them a bit of a boost there in the first period when they did score that goal off the stick of Matvei Petrov. So the Battalion looking for more of the same, and we had wondered this on the broadcast. When was the last time the Bulldogs had trailed in a game since before that goal? We're not 100% sure because we didn't do our research because we're awful broadcasters. But anyways, it was interesting to see because it looked like it may have rattled the Bulldogs a little bit before they were able to calm things down and score two quick ones before the end of the period.
And that's exactly the point that we touched on in the pregame show, is that for Jay McKee's team, you know that the Battalion are going to come out hungry in this game, and if the Battalion can jump out to a lead, the Bulldogs might be back on their heels a little bit. We've got a bit of a delay here. The boards, the door in the boards are open in the corner where the Battalion would skate off, and I'm not sure why it is, but it seems like every time I've come to Memorial Gardens in this postseason, there's been some kind of a delay here, so it must be the Matt Sukram jinx that
the superstition is alive.
Deteriorating the Memorial Gardens here right before our eyes. All right, the problem is fixed, and we're back underway. Puck is inside the Hamilton zone as North Bay is controlling the puck. They play it in behind the net. Picking it up back there is Noah Van Vliet for the Bulldogs, and he clears the zone. It's up ahead to Winterton. He pushes it into the right side corner of the North Bay zone. It goes around the boards, picked up by Arnsby, who calmly skates it up to the line and finds Mathern, who clears it out to the neutral zone of Van Steensel. He's trying to push it over the blue line. A little bit of tie up there at the line, and the Bulldogs recover the puck. It's dumped in by Winterton, and that line will change. We're 2.5 into the first period. No score here at Memorial Gardens, and it's the North Bay Battalion moving the puck through the neutral zone. They dump it up to Tarasevich. It's off the stick of Tarasevich and back down the other way. Going into the zone, that is McTavish. Going in behind the net, he centers it, and they score! Shot coming in from the slot. Hamilton ahead 1-0.
Not the start after all for the Battalion after the first 2 minutes. It looks like they had the strong start, and now Hamilton comes out and gets the first goal. So out of the 4 games, 3 of them Bulldogs have come out and scored first. And the Battalion have usually found themselves down either 2-1 or 2-0 at the end of every first intermission so far, at the beginning of every first intermission, I should say, going into the second period. So not a good foreboding thing for the Battalion here.
So that was Jan Mysak Montreal Canadiens draft pick that roofed that one over the shoulder of DiVincentis. Now they are going to have a look at it here.
Every, as Derek was saying in the last game, every goal is going to be reviewed by the Toronto offices in the OHL, in the conference finals and the OHL finals.
Now it's just a matter of whether it did cross the line. It looked like it hit the crossbar and then came down and out, but I thought it went maybe under the crossbar. However, they are taking a little bit of time to review it just to make sure. There seems to be quite a bit of chatter in the box, in the gondola across from us, and we are going to get another replay here.
Yeah, from this angle it didn't look like it crossed the line, but then from the yelling to the booth next to us, I figured, oh, it must be a goal. But it looks like they are going to review it here, as it didn't look like it crossed the line from up here.
So it's going to be a full-on review. It's not just a normal good-to-go kind of check, right? This is they're going to use every camera angle they have at their disposal here to figure out if the Hamilton Bulldogs have a 1-0 lead or not. Now that play was started, I thought it was McTavish. It was actually Patrick Thomas that took the puck and centered it out in front, and okay, there you go. It is a good goal. So 2:53 into Game 4, and the Hamilton Bulldogs have a 1-0 lead over the North Bay Battalion.
Yeah, like I said, not the start for the Battalion that they were hoping for, but they're going to counter here with that top line, albeit against that other top line for the Bulldogs of Morrison, Humphrey, and Hayes has been a Battalion killer throughout the series.
It's Matvei Petrov off the draw, finds Winslow in the neutral zone, who sends it to the end boards in the Hamilton zone. It bounces out in front. The Battalion couldn't get on the loose puck, though, and it's cleared by Hamilton. In the neutral zone, Winslow again dumps it in. Off the end boards, picked up behind the net. Back there is Arbor Jackguy, who gets it out to the neutral zone. Morrison's there, plays it back to the far side. Jackguy's there, and he sends it to the neutral zone. Coming in on the left wing side, the shot goes across the zone, bounces off the boards down to the point. Kammer's there, plays it in the middle to Morrison, to the point, back to Kammer. Shot comes in, wide of the net, picked up in front of the net, loose puck in the paint, and the officials blow the play down as DiVincentis was on the ice. The officials must have lost sight of it because DiVincentis never had control, and now a lot of pushing and shoving going on right in front of DiVincentis and the North Bay Battalion net. And the officials get in the way, and we'll see if they hand anything out here for the extracurriculars.
Yeah, that's for the Battalion and Bulldogs. That's kind of the MO of the last two games here at North Bay Memorial Gardens between these two teams, where they don't like each other too much. Games 1 and 2, games 1 was a little, feeling out process. Game 2 even more so. And then just right there, you saw Ty Nelson take a healthy whack at Humphrey as he skated by him, and both sides responded in kind to that one, Matt.
And what the Hamilton Bulldogs have done so well over the course of this postseason is hemming the opposition in their defensive zone. And you just get so tired out from trying to play defense wave after wave against this Bulldogs team. And they're doing that again so far through the first 4 minutes of Game 4. The Battalion get the puck down the ice. It's played on the near side boards. In behind the net is Podolou. He plays it to the corner for Arnsby. He's being held there. Podolou trying to help him out. Podolou centers it, but the Bulldogs get in the way and then clear it out of the zone. Carried out by Biondi, who goes offside into the North Bay zone with 4:19 gone in the first.
Well, as we talked about off air, Matt, when we looked at how things are going in the Battalion facing a sweep, the Battalion have never been swept since they moved to North Bay. The least amount of games in a series has been 5, and that happened 2 years back-to-back against the Kingston Frontenacs and then the Niagara Ice Dogs. But they've never actually been swept in a series, so this could be a first for the Battalion if the score holds for the Bulldogs, but I don't think it will.
Into the neutral zone, Jackson over the blue line, tried to find Petrov. It's knocked away from him, and Winterton goes the other way for Hamilton. Dumping it into the North Bay zone. It's picked up in the far side corner by Diaco. on the half boards. He now finds Winterton, who fires it towards the net wide. Picked up on the near side by Kammerer. He plays it in behind the net looking for Diaco. He's knocked off the puck, and Jackson finds it in the corner for North Bay. He flips it behind the net for Mathurin, plays it down the near side boards for Petrov. Petrov gets it knocked off his stick. McTavish trying to control it. Now Mathurin on it for North Bay. He gets knocked down. Two Bulldogs still in the zone controlling the puck. They pass it back to McTavish. The shot save made by DiVincentis, and he'll hold on to it for stoppage and play just over 5 minutes into Game 4, 1-0 for the Bulldogs.
The Bulldogs also lead in the shot category 6-2 after the Battalion really controlled the pace of play through the first 2 minutes. It's been all Hamilton since then. And again, as we talked about, this not the start the Battalion we're looking for, minus those first 2 minutes. So we're going to have to look to see if they're going to be able to rebound, because a couple of players could be playing their last games for the boys in green, and that's Brandon Coe, Grayson Ladd, and of course Mitch Russell, who's not in tonight's game.
Turnover off the draw. White with the shot off the crossbar, and it ricochets out to the blue line and out over the blue line and into the neutral zone. Controlled there by Hamilton. Picked up in the neutral zone by Humphrey for the Bulldogs. He sends it to the far side boards. In the corner, a hard hit thrown. The Bulldogs still trying to maintain possession. North Bay get control. And out of the zone, it's Van Steensel on the carry. He dumps it in. Off the play off the boards. Arnsby takes a hard hit as he was trying to take a shot off that dump in, but he gets back up. Looks to be okay as play continues inside the Hamilton zone. In behind the net. That's picked up there by Grushnikov. Looking to clear the zone. He gets it across to White. And coming out of the zone is White. Delayed penalty coming up against McDonald here. White drops it back to line, and now carrying it forward is Mysak. Mysak sends it on net. DiVincentis makes the save, and he holds on to it. And now, with 6:07 gone in the first period, Kyle McDonald is going to the box for 2 minutes.
Kyle McDonald taking a penalty there, and for the Battalion, it's just kind of more of the same. Although their penalty kill looked really well here at home the other night. It did not look good at all in Hamilton as they gave up 3 goals on 6 attempts, 2 of them coming. 2 power play opportunities for the Bulldogs lasted only 7 seconds, Matt. So this Bulldogs power play is very lethal.
North Bay 26 for 33 on the penalty kill overall in the postseason. So numbers under 80%, not what you want to see for a team in the Eastern Conference Finals, that's for sure. Off the draw, Arnsby clears it. 6.5 gone. In period number 1, 1-0 for the Bulldogs as they slowly bring it back up ice. 30 seconds off the clock on the power play. Here comes Winterton down the right wing side, drops it back to line. It's stolen by Coe. Coe looking to control it. He runs into the official on the boards, and that denies him of a breakaway opportunity there. Never really had control of it, was trying to calm that puck down with his stick, and then he looked up and the official was in his way. So that negates that chance as the Bulldogs come back in the zone. Winterton to McTavish, save made. Rebound chance denied off the side of the net. Behind the net, McTavish, wraparound chance. Still loose, he gets denied. McTavish from the slot, pass to the right side of the net, they score. Logan Morrison puts it in behind DiVincentis. It's a power play goal, and it's 2-0 Hamilton. And Ty Nelson is having some words with the official on that play.
Yeah, it was a bit of a mad scramble around the net, and of course, the Bulldogs, just with too many guys crashing the net, end up putting the puck in the back of the net, and Morrison going off and scoring one of the biggest goals of his career to this point to give the Bulldogs a 2-0 cushion. And since the Bulldogs have scored the first goal, the Battalion have yet to get a shot on goals. It's now 9-2, and yeah, just not good enough for the Battalion. And one thing, and I don't want to chalk up this series to puck luck because the Battalion haven't been close in second for one game. There's been a lot of moments, though, where bounces used to be going their way. Hasn't been going their way this series at all. Like that Brandon Coe moment where he couldn't get the puck to settle down and then running into the linesman. It just seems like, yeah, you're being outplayed by Hamilton, but there's moments in these games where you can bring them close, and the Battalion just haven't been able to do so yet, Matt.
And we see how that hurts you a little bit over the course of the season, although sometimes you could have a string of games like that. In the postseason, you really can't afford to have that. Unfortunately, there's nothing you can do about it because the results are what they are, but if you run into a situation where that puck luck is not going your way, you're going to be facing a deficit like the North Bay Battalion are in quite a hurry. So again, because it's a goal and it is being reviewed, but go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to agree with you that absolutely, it's interesting, with that puck luck and how it goes your way. And I mentioned this in the last game about how we talk about baseball being a game as the play is under review again, but as we talk about baseball being a game of inches, hockey really is too, because Brandon Coe hit one off the post that would have given the Battalion the lead. Kyle McDonald hit one as well on a breakaway. He didn't hit the post, but he just wasn't able to beat Costantini as he was able to get down. And that one there, with Brandon Coe coming down with the linesman, a couple of inches away from the boards, he might have been able to get home free with that. It's just really, really wild to me that no goal is being waved off.
It's an offside call. And now that we finally get the replay up on the screen, we can clearly see that, yes, it was quite an evident offside. So you talk about puck luck. You talk about making your own kind of luck. I mean, maybe that's the opening the Battalion need here. There is almost 7 minutes gone, in the first period, and we reset to the Hamilton Bulldogs having a 1-0 lead. Now we've got to figure out
I believe
how much time is left on the clock.
53 seconds left on the McDonald. They're giving him more time. It's up to 1:09. It was down to 53 seconds.
Because it has to go back to when the offside occurred.
Oh, yes, that makes...
So that's the unfortunate thing now is the Battalion have had to play that extra few moments shorthanded.
Well, we talk about making your own luck, and it's all about how you respond from here, and the Battalion need a big response, Matt.
So now they're down to 1 minute on the power play with 7 minutes now gone in the period. Oh, deja vu. Here we go. Down to the point, Winterton over the blue line, across to the left side. Morrison's shot is blocked by Ladd. Into the corner, now down to the point again. That is Jackeye. To the left side, it's Morrison. Back to Jackeye, big slap shot, and it's stopped by DiVincentis. Kicks it into the corner, it comes back down the half boards. Into the middle, McTavish. To the left side, Morrison. Morrison holding at the circle. To the middle, that's Arbor Jackeye. To the right side, McTavish. Back to the left side, Morrison. To Jackeye, one-timer scores, and the Bulldogs this time take a 2-0 lead on a power play goal from Arbor Jackeye with 7:40 gone in the first period.
Well, you won that review, and then we talked about, you have to go and do something with it, and unfortunately the Battalion weren't able to get off the power play, and we have to see the Bulldogs put one past DiVincentis anyways. And another player I wanted to mention that might be playing appearing in his last Battalion game is Joe Verbetic. So it'll be interesting to see if we see him in net at all, as you have to figure that the Montreal Canadiens like what they saw from the goaltender this year and are going to bring him up to either the AHL or the ECHL next season.
Now that was a deadly combination on the power play. McTavish, an Anaheim Ducks prospect, to Logan Morrison, one of 8 19-year-olds on this Hamilton Bulldogs team, setting it up for Arbor Jackeye, a Montreal Canadiens draft pick. And I mean, that is a powerful power play. But I mean, that's something the Battalion haven't had to face a lot of this season because, they didn't play against the Western Conference opponents other than the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds this year. And it's just a matter of the Battalion. They've got a vaunted power play as well. They really stacked that one too. So this is really where you got to buckle down and have to step up to that level of against your opponents. And with 8 minutes gone now in the first period of Game 4, the Bulldogs lead 2-0. The Battalion once again facing a deficit early on in this series. Winslow trying to get it out of the zone. Up to Jackson at the blue line. Across to Petrov, who flips it up to Nelson. Nelson down the left wing side, going in. Takes a shot. Save made by the goaltender Constantini. His third of the game.
Ty Nelson once again showing flashes of brilliance, and he's been as advertised and then some for the Battalion this year, the former first overall pick in the 2020 OHL priority selection. And unfortunately, because of COVID, really robbed us of a season of Ty Nelson, but he's going to come back likely next year and put up some big numbers, you'd have to think, for the boys in green. So even though we're losing guys like Coe and Russell and Ladd, the future is very bright for this North Bay Battalion team.
The North Bay Battalion with that shot, that's their first shot on goal since the 3:43 mark of this first period. They trailed 2-0 with 11.5 to play as Humphrey carries it out of the zone for the Bulldogs, finds Morrison. Morrison going down the ice, leaves it in the middle, gets knocked off the puck, and it's cleared out of the zone by Wakely. Into the neutral zone, they can't get a pass going the other way, and so it's picked up on the near side and brought over the line, but Humphrey goes offside, and the Battalion will get a face-off outside of their zone with almost 9:45 gone in the first period. 2-0 here in Game 4 for the Bulldogs.
And the linesman, you have to figure, is going to be watching that blue line rather carefully, as there was the goal that was called back on the missed offside. So he was on that one real quick. And now we're going to see some of the depth pieces for the Bulldogs come out, as they haven't really had much chances here since that power play.
In the neutral zone, and what the Hamilton Bulldogs have done is really quieted this Memorial Gardens crowd early on here in Game 4, as they were loud at puck drop and through the opening couple of minutes of the game until the Bulldogs took that 1-0 lead. North Bay controlling the puck in the corner in the Hamilton zone. They play it down to the line. It's Govro there, chips it in the corner. Now behind the net, Arnsby to the left side, McDonald in the corner. He walks to the circle, fires it across the zone to Govro. Govro takes a shot, deflected just wide of the net. Picked up behind the net. Arnsby looking for control back there. He's got Van Steensel with him, but the Bulldogs get the puck out of the area, but not out of the zone. Kept it at the line towards the net. The Battalion pass across is blocked, and the Bulldogs trying to clear it out of the slot area. They do, as it's picked up by Biondi, and he's carried out of the zone. Down into the North Bay, and the shot, blocker save made by Joe Verbetic. The puck goes around the boards, now down to the point. Kept there by Gushnikov. His shot comes in right towards DiVincentis, who holds on to it for a stoppage and play.
One of the players you just mentioned, Grushnikov, has really been a thorn in the side of the Battalion. We saw him and Arnsby mix it up in the corner earlier, and I'm sure we haven't seen the last of him, as he's really the type of player you hate to play against, but the type of player you would love to have on your team, because he's basically Brad Marchand on defense, where he'll make this big play or something that you don't really like, and then next thing he skates away, he's like, well, I didn't do it. So it's and you know what, for the Bulldogs, he's a great compliment to their team.
Absolutely. We are approaching the 10-minute mark of the first period. There's a hard hit on Nelson, who goes sliding into the boards in front of the North Bay bench, and the entire bench was looking for a call there. Everybody's hands went up as they all shrugged there, but no call availed. But Nelson back up, enters the zone, pass through the slot, goes by Coe, and the Bulldogs at the line can't clear it. Petrov keeps it in. Petrov trip, pass across the Coe, and his shot goes off the side of the net. Play on the near side half boards. It's touched by Winterton, and that will result in a penalty against the Bulldogs. Petrov drew it, and on the play still managed to get probably the cleanest pass of the game in the offensive zone over to Brandon Coe, and Coe wide open on the left side, took his shot, but just could not beat the goaltender Constantini.
No, what a pass by Matvey Petrov, showing those offensive instincts as well. And of course, this power play is proudly supported by the 7N1D Noah Strong campaign. Visit noahstrong.ca, check out their merchandise online, and also find out if you're an organ donor on the website. It'll tell you there. A lot of people, as we're getting a timeout here, a lot of people don't know that they're organ donors, but maybe check it out. And right now we're going to bring in Mr. Bob Coles, who had the chance to interview some of the Dugases earlier this season. But Bob, what's going on here in the first period so far?
Well, I did, Courtney, and it's a great thing. Check if you're an organ donor, and it'll make a big impact on somebody, as Noah Strong's passing did for sure. 7 people benefiting. Let's talk a little about, or Noah Dugas, my mistake there. Let's talk a little about the game so far. 2-0 in favor of the Hamilton Bulldogs. They came out ready to go. They want to wrap this thing up tonight. North Bay looked a little tight, but they've come back the last few minutes, drawing a penalty, so a big power play coming up, boys, and we'll see what happens. First intermission, we'll talk about the number of young North Bay players who made the All-Star nominee list, both in rookies and the whole league, as well as the coaching staff. And we'll touch on who's really impressed you in this hockey season for the North Bay Battalion with Matt and Courtney. Right now, though, big power play for North Bay, guys, as they try to get back in this game.
Thank you very much, Bob. Looking forward to hearing more from you coming up in the first intermission and beyond. But right now we're going to get back to Matt Sukram, who's got the next 2 minutes on the power play and 9:42 overall left in the first period. Matt.
Thanks, Courtney. Off the draw, sent right down the ice. It's as if Hamilton was ready coming out of that timeout. Nelson picks it up behind the net, 11.5 gone. Check that, 10.5 gone in this opening period. It's 2-0 Hamilton as North Bay bring the puck back over the blue line. Coe tries to get to Jackson. It's knocked away from his stick. At the line, kept in by Coe over to Petrov. Petrov waited on the puck, and it's knocked away from him on a diving play by White. Check that by Duarte to get it away from him and down the ice. But North Bay on the back check, get it back, send it up the ice, and now they turn it over again as Kammerer has it for the Bulldogs behind his own blue line, and it's dumped all the way down the ice. So that killed off the first 45 seconds of this power play for North Bay with not anything as close as a sniff of a chance in the offensive zone, and now they're still struggling to get it out of their own zone with almost a minute gone on the power play. Nelson brings it out over to Winslow down the left wing side. He dumps it in behind the net. Winslow is back there. Wakely trying to help him out. Couple of hard checks back there. Van Steensel carries it out, now sends it to the corner to Wakely. Wakely's pass in front is blocked. Diving down to get that one was Jack Eye, and it's sent down the ice. DiVincentis leaves it in front of his net for Ladd with 30 seconds remaining on the North Bay power play. 11:50 into the period. Sent down the ice, picked up in the corner. That is Jack Eye back there. In behind the net, he lost the puck, and North Bay battling for it back there. Taken away now by Jack Eye as he goes down the left wing and dumps it down the ice. North Bay chasing it into their own end with 5 seconds remaining on the power play and 7:45 remaining in the period. McDonald carrying it out of the zone. He dumps it into the near side corner. Hamilton is there. They send it to the line. Out of the box is Diaco, I believe, and he picks it up and sends it down the ice. It was Diaco who took that penalty, which is now over. Back to 5-on-5 play as North Bay look to bring it out of the zone. It's Tarasevic coming down the left wing side, feeds it up ahead, bouncing puck turned aside by Constantini, and then a shot from a sharp angle comes in off the back end, and that's denied as well. The Bulldogs control the puck at the line, and they clear it out to the neutral zone. Now they come in with numbers, try to play in front of the net. Nice little poke check made by the defense to clear it to the half boards. The Battalion now look to get it out of the zone. Into the neutral zone, it's Tarasevic chasing. He picks up the puck and dumps it into the Hamilton end. Chased back there by Van Vliet, who clears it to the near side to Winterton. And Winterton calmly skates it out of the zone and dumps it into the North Bay end. Chased to the end boards by Ladd with 6:45 to play in the period. North Bay get it up ahead to Petrov. Down the left wing side, Petrov takes a hard hit as he dumps it into the zone. Jackson chasing for North Bay, but Jack Eye is back there. His pass blocked, picked up on the half boards by Coe. Coe to the point, sends it back in behind the net to Petrov. Petrov looking for control back there. He falls down in the corner, loses the puck in the process, and it's cleared again by Hamilton all the way down the ice. Ladd chasing down his left wing side, and he holds on to it in front of his own net with 6:10 to play in the period. Hamilton up 2-0 here with Ladd still holding the puck behind the North Bay net. He waits for some fresh leg teammates to get out, and now that he's got them, he'll send it up the ice. Dumping it in, and it's around the boards to the near side. Liam Marsby tries to play it in behind the net. McDonald's there, but he lost the puck on the poke check from Mysak, and Mysak will clear it out to the neutral zone, carrying it. And now he turns back and plays it back into his own end. To the half boards to the far side, now back across to the near side. Gavin White down the neutral zone and up ahead. All alone the shot. Save made by DiVincentis as he denies Mysak. What a play drawn up there by the Bulldogs to just lull the Battalion into opening up the middle of the ice. But DiVincentis was there with a huge save. We'll see how big that becomes over the course of the next 5 minutes of the remaining 5 minutes of this period, I should say. Shot coming in towards the North Bay net. That one's blocked, and North Bay get it out of the zone. But Gavin White picks it up quickly for the Bulldogs in his own end. looking to clear. It's at the line. Kept in the zone by the Bulldogs as they just look to control the puck, and it's carried out of the zone by Sims. Ethan Sims dumps it down. Paul Christopoulos chasing it behind the net. He gets to it first and sends it to the right side boards to Romani. Romani for the Battalion through the neutral zone, over the red line, over the blue line to Wakely. Wakely puts it in front of the net. Kick save made by Constantini. Now Romani on the half boards, trying to play it in the corner. He's being pressured. The puck to the front of the zone, and it's cleared out of the area by the Bulldogs. Sent right back in by North Bay with 4.5 to play in the first. The Bulldogs clear it down the ice. They lead 2-0, and they let the Battalion chase it into their own zone. Christopoulos to the half boards to Coe. Coe's clearing attempt goes off the skate of Jackson, but he finds it now behind the red line. He gets pushed from behind by Shirk, and Shirk continues to control the puck. Now he gets the pass to the far side and dumped into the North Bay zone where DiVincentis plays it behind the net. The goaltender plays it to the near side boards to Petrov, who flips it across to the far side to Mathurin. Mathurin up to head to Petrov over the blue line. Cross zone pass to Coe. Coe over the Hamilton blue line, lost the puck. Gets it back in the neutral zone, finds Winslow. He enters the zone on the left wing side with 3:45 to play. He dumps it in behind the net, picked up back there by the Bulldogs. And now it's Morrison down his left wing and clears it up ahead to Humphrey. Humphrey in the zone, drops it back to Morrison. Morrison coming in, takes a shot, kick save made by DiVincentis. Loose puck picked up by Coe, who overskates it again. But now he's got control in front of his own bench. Plays it to the neutral, to the near side in the neutral zone to Winslow. Winslow dumps it in towards Constantini. He sends it back to the near side to the captain Kammerer, who sends it down the right wing for Winterton, who makes a move in front of the net. The shot in, it's just wide. Picked up on the near side by McTavish. The Bulldogs controlling in the zone as McTavish carries it to the far side. Centers it off a skate and then out of the zone, and it's McDonald racing down the ice. Colin McDonald takes a shot off the high chest area of Constantini, who makes the save. Now it's the Bulldogs going the other way. Winterton to the left side to Diaco going into the zone. He goes in hard into the boards on the hit from Ladd. And now there's some rough stuff going in on the far side corner with 2:45 to play in the period. Coming out of that area is Winterton. Now he's brushed off the puck as the North Bay look to get into this 2-0 deficit as they move it through the neutral zone. They push it into the Hamilton end, but Hamilton clear right back into the North Bay zone. It is Diaco into the corner. He gets pushed by Mathurin, and that allows Tarasevic to get the puck out of the zone. Tarasevic down the left wing side, dumps it into Hamilton's end. Off the boards behind the net, flipped around back to the near side. That's center, North Bay in control. They drop it back. Tarasevic could not get a shot off, although he had a little bit of clearance in the high slot. But it's picked up by the Bulldogs and sent down the ice. Carried into the corner, now behind the net. Podolou is back there for the Battalion, and Podolou skates it down his left wing and gets it out over the blue line to Christopoulos. Up ahead now to Tarasevic, who dumps it in. That's a good shift there by that third line of the Battalion to get a couple of offensive chances and not give up any in the defensive zone. 1:40 to play as the Bulldogs' Gavin White is holding it back there behind the net. Yet another one of the 19-year-olds on this Bulldogs team. He dumps it down the ice. Icing will be called, and I'm going to ice these lugs for a minute.
I was going to say, I forgot what it's like to talk in a broadcast. It's a little tough. It's been a little while here without a stoppage in play, but shots on goal now 13-6 for the Battalion as the Battalion kind of get a little bit of life here and some momentum going their way in this third period. And one thing I have to say is the Battalion haven't really been making many adjustments on the fly. The one thing in the corner that they've tried all series long, Wakely had the puck, tried to send it out front, and down comes, a Bulldogs player to block it. Or, they try that, it's just kind of frustrating to see when Hamilton keeps adjusting to their game plan and taking away plays, and the Battalion haven't done anything really to change things up as of yet, Matt.
North Bay now off the draw, take a shot. Winslow's shot goes right into the glove of Constantini, and he holds on to it for stoppage and play. A lot of rough stuff going on off the draw there, and the fans down in that area are really letting their voices be heard here.
Yeah, and that's kind of where the seventh man needs to come in right now. Your team hasn't scored a goal, but you need to let them know that you have their backs and that you're trying to help things out and change momentum a little bit by getting on the refs or, getting in the heads of the Bulldogs and stuff. And we've heard it a lot about how difficult this building can be to play in, but so far we haven't had a sellout yet this playoffs, and we're in the Eastern Conference Finals.
And the Battalion are going to get called on a play that I would say was a little bit soft. Brandon Coe was going down the boards. I missed which Hamilton player it was, but Coe went for the puck and just kind of lifted his arms up, and the Hamilton player ducked and then got those hands in the head, and now they're going to call a cross-check. Or no, they're going to call a slash on that play. And so Brandon Coe is going to go to the box, and with 48.9 seconds remaining in the period, the Battalion down 2-0 will be down one of their top goal scorers. In fact, their second leading goal scorer in the postseason, Brandon Coe, for the next 2 minutes.
Another silly penalty, although this one you could say we could chalk up to the boys in the stripes, but it was another needless penalty the Battalion have taken.
So the Bulldogs get that high-octane offense out there at the line. The shot comes in, blocked off the skate of Van Steensel, picked up, and he tried to clear, but Jacky kept it in off his skate. The pass to McTavish on the near side. Across to the far side, Morrison. Down to Jacky, the shot wide of the net, and then David Chentis does the splits, looking to his right side post to keep the puck out, as one of the Hamilton players was set up right on the post and could not bury that one behind David Chentis. In the process, he knocked the net off, and then some rough stuff happened behind the net. But you got to think this has got to start putting a little burr in the saddle of the North Bay Battalion here.
It has to, for sure, and what a save by Dom Divinchentis, like you mentioned. I mean, I can't make those splits, that's for sure. The only splits I know how to make are the ones that involve bananas and ice cream. So, ayo. That's remarkable. And I would be remiss as well. We missed it on the first penalty kill, but here it is. This penalty kill is proudly supported by pucksupport.com. Head on over, learn all about our buddy Brady Leavold, and check out his merchandise as well as he tries to help hockey players.
20 seconds remaining in the period as the North Bay Battalion are down by 2 and down by a man for the next minute 25, and that will carry over unless the Bulldogs can do something here. But the Battalion just freezing the puck in the corner. Now it comes loose out in front. McTavish all alone, and the shot goes off the blocker of Divinchentis to push it out over the glass and out of play, and that was a dangerous giveaway by the North Bay Battalion in the defensive zone.
Yeah, talk about a dangerous giveaway to a player you don't want to give the puck to, and that's Mason McTavish. And the Battalion have done a good job this series of honing in on him and keeping the puck away from him, but you just give him a clean look in the slot, and Divinchentis is having so far the period of his life, although even though 2 goals have gone against him, he's had the period of his career so far. That's going to do it here for this one.
Shot off the draw, and the buzzer goes, and the Battalion will go to the dressing room down 2-0, and they will have to kill off another minute 12 of penalty time when period number 2 gets back underway. We want to thank Jason and Charlie and Hockey to Hell and Back for listening in. Thank you, gentlemen, and thank you to everyone else that are listening, and feel free to chime in over the course of this game. Courtney.
Just putting it out there, Hockey to Hell and Back, that is our buddy Brady Leavold, who's checking in on the broadcast right now. So thanks for listening, Brady, and of course Ben Long, who can't be here tonight thanks to testing positive for some little thing called COVID. But what's that story, Bob?
Hadn't heard of that.
Yeah,
what is that?
I hadn't heard of it either, but
news?
it's just a little, footnote in history, I think. But he is running the broadcast from home. He's taken over my computer, which is nice. So I just get to stand here, and all I had to do was set things up. And Ben's been working his butt off from home, even though he can't be with us. Anyways, you heard him already. Here's Bob. He's going to take us through the first intermission and give us all your stats. Bob?
I just had this image of what's on Courtney's computer, but I won't go there.
Well, I don't think we're allowed to talk about that on air.
Thanks, Courtney. And interesting first period. North Bay came out nervous with nothing to lose, but they picked it up around the midway mark of the period, really got into it, and played Hamilton, back and forth. Good play at both ends, and the North Bay fans thought they got the short shrift of the penalty. They thought Coe had drawn a call, and it wasn't called, and then Coe got a call, which they weren't happy about. And the Battalion coaches weren't too happy about that penalty call for sure. And there's still 1:12 left in it when they start the second period. 2-0 the score. The other OHL game tonight is in Flint. Windsor up on Flint 3-0, and Windsor trying to tie that series 2 games apiece. Sold out tonight in Flint. So everyone's interested in the Firebirds in Michigan. The stats of this one, 2-0 Hamilton after 1. The shots were 15-7 Bulldogs. Power plays 1 for 2 for Hamilton, 0 for 1 for North Bay. Faceoffs 1-9 each. Misak opened the scoring, his first playoff goal, the Ottawa pick from Patrick Thomas and Gavin White at 2:53. And then everyone's favorite defenseman in Hamilton, Arbor Jackeye, his 5th playoff goal on the power play from Logan Morrison and Mason McTavish at 7:40. McTavish thought he had a goal, but DeVicentis stemmed the tide, and the Battalion leave down 2. Penalties, Kyle McDonald for slashing at 6:07. Jordan Diaco likewise at 10:18, and Brandon Coe, guess what, for slashing at 19:11. So North Bay will be down a man when we start the second period in a few minutes. If there is a 5th game, it'll go Sunday night in Hamilton, and Courtney Kenny making the trip. Well, let's hope Courtney's in his car going down south on Sunday afternoon rather than on a golf course somewhere on Sunday morning.
Well, that's the thing, is I'm supposed to be in a golf tournament on Sunday as well. I mean, not that my game would help my team, which is Matt Sukram. He knows we came 3rd last in the Voodoo's golf tournament last year, Matt. I think my game's not really going to help you, but I will be there if the Battalion lose tonight. I might have to duck out early if the Battalion win tonight, though.
Okay, let's talk about some of the other news off the ice. The OHL announced the All-Star ballot finalists. The All-Star voting. A couple of North Bay Battalion players made the grade, or 2 players. Brandon Coe on the right wing. So he's up against Lucas Edmonds, Luke Evangelista among them. Ty Tullio. On the back end, Ty Nelson. Ethan Del Mastro is in that, of course. Nathan Steos and Arbor Jackeye. And the coaching category, Ryan Houlihan up against the OHL Coach of the Year, James Richmond, as well as Ted Dent of Flint, Jay McKee, of course, of Hamilton, Mark Savard of Windsor. They also announced the all-rookie voting finalists, and 3 North Bay Battalion players, and they all have prominent roles on the ice tonight. Ty Nelson, Dom DeVicentis, and Owen Van Steensel. That says a lot, Courtney, about the direction of this team. Here they are in the Eastern Conference Final. They've got three prominent rookies, and Mathurin probably would have made the list too, only he missed a lot of time with injury. So although it's not looking good for North Bay, down in Game 4, down in the games in this series, the cupboard is not bare, they say, and really great years for those 3 guys.
Really great years for sure, Bob, and I'll throw another name in there that could have made it in the rookie categories. Dallin Wakely. I mean, he goes and scores 20 goals this year, and he's not even getting a sniff. But Owen Van Steensel has really done a good job the second half of the year, really coming into his zone. As you mentioned, Tanias Mathurin, who's not officially in there, is one of the better defensive defensemen in the league. But like you said, he missed a lot of time. Ty Nelson, he's been absolutely fantastic. We've run out of adjectives and words to really use to describe Ty Nelson at this point. He's
as advertised.
As advertised, yeah, and then some. And then when it comes to Brandon Coe, I mean, you mentioned all the other players that you mentioned. I think Brandon Coe is the best player out of that handful of groups that you mentioned, and it's just that there's also a couple of players that have had a good season as well. And then when it comes to Ryan Houlihan, we haven't really aired this grievance yet on air, and I'm going to, because it's a little bit of it kind of annoys me a little bit. No disrespect to Richmond and Mississauga, but who won the Central Division?
North Bay.
Who won it with a lot of rookies? North Bay. And how is Ryan Houlihan not Coach of the Year? I don't know. But anyways, I digress. I think he's also the all-star coach. It looks like Matt has something to add to that as well, so I'll let him take over.
My argument was never that Ryan Houlihan should be Coach of the Year. He certainly should be in the category. My argument that it should be a Jay McKee.
Oh,
it
yeah,
should be.
He's had a good year.
Mr. Dent in Flint.
Yeah.
I mean, the Windsor coach, Mark Savard. Those are guys who, who had prominent roles with their teams, and really, in this year where we didn't know what the league was going to look like because of the schedule, because of missing a year, those were the prominent names out there, I think, that outshone their competition. So that was always my point. Matt, I got to ask you, Mitchell Russell, not on this list. Does that surprise you? I mean, 40-goal scorer?
It does.
I thought down the stretch he was probably North Bay's best player. And in the playoffs, he had an unbelievable run. But, you're talking about a guy who we didn't know about when we got him for Adam McMaster. And he's been one of the leaders of that team for sure. And really surprising he didn't make that list.
10th in the OHL scoring race with 88 points on the season in the 64 games that he did play this year. In the postseason, 22 points in 11 games. I mean, that's what, a 2-point per game pace, right?
The math cannot get any easier on that one.
That's true. 11 and right down the middle too. 11 goals and 11 assists for Mitchell Russell. Yeah, he really turned into the complete player. Kind of like what Courtney was saying earlier about how last season we got robbed a little bit on seeing the true first-year development of Ty Nelson. I think last year we missed out on what could have been an amazing year to add to Mitchell Russell's credentials, and I think if last year happened, it wouldn't have taken this long for him to have gotten some love from NHL teams. But he's a big missing piece right now, and to the credit of the Battalion, though, the Tarasevich, Potterley, Wakely combination, along with throwing Arnsby in there a little bit sometimes, they've really come out and have tried to, if they can't replicate the scoring that Mitchell Russell was going to give, they've at least replicated the intensity that Mitchell Russell has brought out there with him, and that's something that I think the coaching staff is looking for, because without Mitchell Russell in the lineup, you're going to need somebody else to score, set up those plays, but you're also going to need somebody else to go in and get those pucks, and that's something that Mitchell Russell did a lot for that top line with Jackson and Co. So, you know what, I like the way that third line is playing right now, and it's going to take a lot for them to really overcome being matched by what Hamilton is doing, but the fact that they don't have Mitchell Russell in the lineup isn't as right now as big as a detriment as it really could have been, because that third line is really keeping up that intensity.
Courtney, you want to say something?
Yeah, I just wanted to add on to, we're talking about the intensity of Hamilton and whatnot, and really, again, we've mentioned it a little bit on the broadcast, but I've also mentioned it a lot at work. A lot of people will come into my department and say, what's happening, what's going on, why are we down 3-0 in the series and stuff, and I'm like, look, guys, at the beginning of the year, we didn't know what we were going to get. I thought for sure, win one series, 2 would be gravy, which we've gotten to 2, and now, if they could win the Eastern Conference Finals, well, that's just, the cherry on top, but it's not looking to be in the cards of the Battalion. But the thing about this Battalion team, and we've mentioned on the broadcast, and we talk about the intensity that these players are bringing and the experiences that they're getting cutting this far in their first year, is remarkable. Hamilton is definitely a team, and all the respect in the world to them. They're a team that's built for this year. They're built for this run, and that's it. After this, they're going to lose a bunch of good players.
5 NHL draft picks on the Hamilton Bulldogs.
Right.
And what I get from guys from the Bulldogs is, and it really says a lot about Jay McKee and the way this guy's a great coach. He's going to be in the NHL coaching. You just know it. And I can't recall any shifts in this series. And I saw the first 2 games on television, and I've been here for the last 2. They don't take shifts off.
No.
They do not take shifts off as a hockey team. They hit, they skate, they go, and that's a great lesson for these young North Bay players, because they've been nervous at times, and deservedly so. I mean, they haven't been through this. They're in the 3rd round, and they've shown their nerves, I think, in Game 1, and I think in the first 6 or 7 minutes tonight.
They didn't know, this could be our last game, and you could see they were a little stage fright there.
Yeah.
But then once they got going, they're battling them, they're playing them hard, they're competing, and this experience they're getting from this level of competition is only going to help them when they return here in the fall. Assuming they don't come back in this series, but they could still win tonight and make things interesting. But I think the experience they're getting, this young hockey, still, and I've said this, I think almost every broadcast this year, but it's true. This is the youngest team in the OHL. Yeah, they got some experienced guys like Coe and Russell, Verbetic, but they're still a very young hockey team.
To add to that point, they have just 3 19-year-olds on their team, 3 02 birth years. And as I said at the beginning of the game, the Bulldogs have 8. Now, the Battalion have 4 if you include Joe Verbetic in that group. And Constantini, the goaltender for the Bulldogs, is also in that group. But 8 19-year-olds, 3 of them are on the 4th line for the Hamilton Bulldogs. Biondi, Sims, and Duarte. I mean, that is tough to match up against. And it is very similar to the Battalion first year here, where the Battalion were loaded up with a lot of 19-year-olds, and they had 3 19-year-olds on that 4th line, and they went up against the Oshawa Generals in the Eastern Conference. That was similar to how North Bay is playing this year.
And that's, again, with the experience and everything, those 3 19-year-olds are likely going to be back. Verbetic we're unsure of because it's a goaltender, and usually you don't really use an overage spot for a goaltender. But those 3 19-year-olds are likely going to be back. These younger guys are going to be back because I can't see. I mean, Nelson would be the closest thing to cracking the NHL. I think he's back here. No disrespect to him. So this team is really built well for the future, and getting to this point right now is absolutely remarkable. To win a Central Division in your first season, in the league for a lot of these guys is remarkable. They're going to come back here opening night. They're going to see a banner lifted to the rafters.
Yeah, and that's going to be an exciting. And I think the Battalion, as a organization led by Adam Dennis, they've gotten as much, I think, as they hoped they'd get out of this season. And there's a little bonus here, and I think we're going to look back at this series as the bonus that is going to pay big dividends. And just some great stories and some great highlights too this year, right? I mean, we had Mitchell Russell's leadership. We had Brandon Coe's great year. Too bad he got it. And they dealt with injuries, Courtney, right?
Yeah.
Right? They dealt with injuries. So a lot of the development of certain players, maybe. How about Kyle Jackson and what I think people in North Bay finally got to see what a special young hockey player he is. And
exactly,
there's just so many positives that, although it's been difficult in this round, up against a really good hockey team, I think people got to look at the big picture and really be happy with the way things have worked out for the Battalion here in this like crazy season, which started late, which fans couldn't come to games because of COVID.
It really feels like a lifetime ago, eh?
This has, this
Crazy
literally,
year.
I mean, yes, in terms of the actual length of time, but just mentally, this has been the longest season of hockey I've ever been a part of.
And it's a short off season.
It is,
because we're into June basically, and they got to be here at the end of August for when next season begins, the OHL team. So,
and that was one of the points I made to a coworker today. Like, I'm to the point where I'm okay with it. I want to see the Battalion win, but I also want to get out golfing. I want to go and play my men's league baseball. I want to enjoy some of my summer, and I'm sure some of these guys too as they come back out on the ice, Bob. But it's to that point now where we went almost a year and a half without hockey in this building. We're going to go 2 months. It's weird.
Yeah. Well, the teams are, as you say, the Battalion are back on the ice. We'll let Matt get ready for the call of the second period. Remember, North Bay will be starting shorthanded for $1.12 with Hamilton leading 2-0. But North Bay's not thinking about the summer right now. They're thinking about getting killing that penalty, getting the next goal, and find a way to get back in this game and give these fans a big memory here in Game 4 at Memorial Gardens. Back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Bob. And, of course, we look forward to hearing from you later on in this period at the intermission mark and in the second intermission as well, Matt.
Yeah, just to kind of finish off the thought on the age gap between the Battalion and the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs also have 5 18-year-olds on their team, and the Battalion have 4. So, 8. So 13 guys, 18 and older. Well, no, because I haven't even counted the overagers in that group either. And they've got 3 of those. So 16 of their players for the Hamilton Bulldogs are 18 years or older as we begin play tonight.
Ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's the cycle of building a team here in the OHL, and it's the Hamilton Bulldogs looking to get to the OHL finals as they right now have a 2-0 lead here in Game 4. They lead the series 3-0, and they're passing the puck around in the offensive zone, but breaking up the play in the slot area is Van Steensel, and he gets it out down the ice. 30 seconds into the second period, with North Bay down by 2, 35 seconds remaining on the Bulldogs power play. The Bulldogs turn the puck over at the line, and Paul Christopoulos will pick it up and dump it down the ice. Chasing it is McDonald. Little poke check, stole it, and then he lost it, and he got pulled down to the ice on the back end of the play, and no call came there for the Battalion. And now it's Morrison down the ice, sends it to the side of the net. It's deflected just wide. Morrison again to left side of the shot, and it snaps the stick in half of the shooter, Avery Hayes. And now it's picked up by Morrison at the blue line as Hayes gets some new lumber. Sent across to the left side, Jack Guy shot is blocked. Out of the box is Cole. He gets the puck on the pass down the ice, but he lost control as he was going to the net. Now out of the corner, center for Tarasevic, but his shot is blocked by the Bulldogs, and they will clear. A minute and a half gone in the second period. Thomas coming in. There's a shot, and the save is made by DiVincentis.
And we talk about puck luck, we talk about bounces, and there's something that wouldn't have happened to Brandon Coe 3 weeks ago. I mean, that's almost carbon copy to the game winner he had in Game 2 against the Ottawa 67s, and the puck stayed glued to his stick on that one, and my wonderful goal call, mind you. He misses the net. Brandon Coe scores, Brandon Coe scores. I will never live that one down. Thank you very much, Moncton Wildcats, as well, for bringing that up in your podcast. So I really appreciate that. But anyways, it's just really unfortunate to watch that in what could be his last game here in North Bay, to have the puck bounce off his stick like that.
I don't have any other way to explain it except just bad puck luck. I mean, he came out of the box, McDonald saw him and fed it to his tape. There's a shot by the Bulldogs, and they score! Jan Mysak with his second of the game, and the Bulldogs lead 3-0.
And that's unfortunate. And that's this series in a nutshell. Every single time the Battalion have a chance, they get a breakaway, they get a chance, or the puck bounces off their stick, Hamilton goes down and scores immediately the shift after.
Now again, every goal in the OHL OHL Eastern Conference Finals gets reviewed back in Toronto. So this one again will be reviewed. There's no challenges initially anyway. There's no challenges, and this one is clear cut and dry. That is a good goal for Jan Mysak.
Keep in mind, it's actually 4-0 Bulldogs, really, even though it's 3-0. They had a goal called back earlier as well.
And those are his first 2 goals of the postseason. But again, you go back to the play where McDonald was kind of wrangled down behind the net while killing off the final bit of that power play. You know, you wonder what would have happened there had the call been made. Here comes Wakely down the ice on the right wing side, takes a shot, shoulder save made by Constantini. The rebound was just sitting in the slot, but the Bulldogs clear it out of the area. And now they go offside as they bring the puck down the ice. So we are about 2:22 into the second period, and it is 3-0 for the Bulldogs, as some of the fans are just getting settled back into their seats now after picking up their merchandise or some food at the concession stand. They're sitting down looking up going, hang on, I left and it was 2-0, and
now it's 3-0.
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems to happen a lot to me in sporting events. I always get out of my seat at a Jays game, and then someone hits a home run for the Jays. I'm like, come on. But that's a good thing usually for me because I'm a Jays fan. This one, not so much.
In the neutral zone, Jackson over the line. And they're going to call offside on the far side. Jackson and Petrov kind of got tangled up there with a couple of the Bulldogs players. And they're saying that they entered the zone before the puck did. And so we will reset. 2:31 into the second, 3-0 Hamilton. And as Bob Gold said in the intermission, you know the Battalion would love to have gotten that next one, but now, I mean, they really need that next one, and they really can't afford to give up one more here to Hamilton. Even though we've still got a long way to go here, Hamilton offside. As they have really just slowed the play down here since that goal. Off the draw and offside, off the draw, another offside, so.
Well, the Battalion, the most goals that they have scored so far in a game in this series is 4. So the Bulldogs need one more to basically almost make it seem like the game is out of reach for the Battalion. But they found themselves down early in the second period last time, 3-1. It's 3-0, so a comeback could be in the makings here for the Battalion.
Off the draw, the Bulldogs control, and they move down the ice. Humphrey to the right side as Morrison puts on the brakes, spins, and sends it to the line. That's Jack-Eye there. Jack-Eye tries to play into the corner. It's picked off by Arnsby, and Arnsby, he tried to clear it. It's blocked. The Bulldogs in control. Now they get pressured on the puck on the near side boards. Humphrey in the corner. Winslow knocks it away from him, sends it back to the near side. In the corner again, it's McDonald there for North Bay. He gets it down the ice to Petrov, who clears the zone down the left wing side. Petrov tries to drag it. He gets behind the defense. The shot save made by Constantini. What a play by Matvei Petrov, but he just could not beat the goaltender on that last-ditch effort.
We talk about puck luck again, and there was some puck luck for the Battalion as Petrov had lost the puck, and he got up in the equipment of the player he was trying to get around, and then it came out and bounced down on the ice next to him. And again, what a great deke move for Matvei Petrov to get in all around, or in alone, but Constantini standing tall to the task and doing his job for the Bulldogs, and he already has a shutout already in the series.
3:35 gone in the second period, 3-0 for the Hamilton Bulldogs. As the puck gets shot around the zone and sent down the ice, it will be icing called against Hamilton, who leads 17-8 in that shot category.
Yeah, the Battalion need to start getting pressure, and this is something I saw in Game 2 of this series, where the Battalion would go down and the shots were almost even, but they basically take one shot and then they turn around and just try to defend, whereas the Bulldogs, they would get into the Battalion zone and start the cycle game and really do a good job of spreading the Battalion thin and trying to dissect the defensive efforts by the troops.
In the corner, the Battalion looking for control behind the net. That's Van Steensel. He gets knocked down hard into the boards and kept there as the Battalion trying to get control of the puck. Now Van Steensel throws a bit of a check back on Noah Van Vliet as the puck exits the zone and it goes all the way down into the North Bay end. Behind the net, it's controlled back there by Patrick Thomas, who has 2 assists tonight. He tries to center it, knocked down to the line, shot back into the far side corner. Thomas there. Thomas pass to the line, gets to the stick of Kammerer, who plays it into the far side corner. Nelson throws a hit on Winterton, who lost the puck in the process, and it's carried out of the zone by Van Steensel and sent down the ice. Van Steensel then throws a hit on Duarte in the middle of the Bulldog zone, but none of the Battalion players can make use of the puck in that area, so Winterton carries it out all the way down into the North Bay end. He gets a pass to the right side. The shot that's blocked, picked up and cleared out of the zone by McDonald. He carries it now over the blue line, tries to make a move. That gets blocked by, I believe, Donovan there. And on that block, Donovan gets it out to Diaco. Diaco to the right side, back in front of the net, Diaco, but he gets tied up in front of the net, and he can't get a shot off. Now it's Arnsby for the Battalion. Sends a puck down the ice to Petrov, who they say goes offside after receiving that puck from Arnsby. 5:11 gone in the second period. 3-0 Hamilton.
You know, if I'm the referees in this one, not that I disagree with that call, but just the way that the fans react, if I'm the referees after this one, I'm getting undressed as quickly as I can and getting out of the building before the trophy presentation, before the trophy's even on the ice. Let me just put it to you that way, because we saw recently in a game of soccer locally, some local fans can get a little wild and crazy, Matt. So you don't want to see that here at the OHL level.
Picked up in the neutral zone and dumped down the ice. Tarasevic on the half boards, plays it in behind the net for Romani. Romani in the corner, plays it behind the net to Wakely. Wakely down the half boards, plays it in behind the net to Tarasevic. Tarasevic walks out in front, centers it, but Romani could get the shot off. And off that puck, the Bulldogs clear it out of the zone. Picked up behind the Hamilton, the North Bay blue line. It's sent up ahead to Romani again. Romani enters the attacking zone, drops it back for Tarasevic. His shot goes off a stick and into the far side corner. Picked up on the boards by the Bulldogs and cleared. It's Grushnikov who sends it down the ice for Shirk. It goes off his stick right towards DiVincentis, and Govro didn't like how close that Shirk got to DiVincentis, and he throws Shirk into the boards behind the net, and now there's some rough stuff going on. Somebody's lost a helmet. It's really just a big scrum. That doesn't look like there's any fists being thrown, but the officials are doing their best to clear everybody out of the area. And with 5:53 gone in the second period, it looks like we're going to get some offsetting minors here. Wakely going to the box for the Battalion. Shirk going to the box for the Bulldogs. Hamilton lead 3-0, but the Battalion doing whatever they can to knock them off their game.
Yeah, the Bulldogs really don't like being hit. They're the team that likes to be hit. They're the team that likes to control physicality. And that was one thing the Battalion did well in Game 3, was they controlled the physical play. And it really knocked the Bulldogs off their game for a lot of that game. So it's interesting here for the Battalion to be trying to do it here, as we're going to get, looks like 4 minutes on one. And it looks like the Battalion are going to have a penalty or power play here, which of course, as all season long, has been proudly supported by the 7N1D Noah Strong campaign. Visit noahstrong.ca. Make sure you're an organ donor. Also check out some of their merchandise, which you can also buy locally at Skater's Edge Source for Sports. So the Battalion, once again, back to the man advantage, Matt.
5-on-4 for the Battalion, and this might be the break they need, but off the draw, it's Hamilton going in on the breakaway, and at the end, they can't get a good shot off. And then after the end of that play, Ty Nelson throws a hit on that Hamilton player, Mark Duarte, behind the net, and Duarte just went down against the boards, and Ty Nelson is getting called for possibly roughing or checking from behind, or just checking. Sorry, boarding. And after I see the call from the official, and man, Duarte got up pretty quick after he heard the whistle, didn't he?
You know what's funny about that one is that all season long, yes, that's a penalty. In the playoffs, that's not a penalty.
Exactly, it hasn't been called,
we need consistency, come on.
Yeah, just...
Oh,
you're just looking for a little consistency, and yeah, that's a rough one for the Battalion to take, especially now that means they lose their power play opportunity and they lose one of their best players in Ty Nelson. But now here comes Brandon Coe. There's a shot on net, and Coe can't get it past Constantini. 4-on-4 will continue now for another minute and a half. Coe hammers Morrison in the boards in the neutral zone. The puck gets kicked into the North Bay end. The Bulldogs can't control it, gets cleared out over the blue line, and it's picked up here by Winslow. Winslow down the right wing side over the blue line, sends it into the far side corner, and now the Battalion will change. Again, 4-on-4 with 6:45 gone in the second period. Hamilton up 3-0 over North Bay. A lot of hard hits being thrown here in the neutral zone on both ends of the ice. Petrov finds the puck as he dumps it in with 7 minutes gone. And it's picked up in front of the net. McDonald there, but he can't bury it. Huge blocker saved by Constantini. McDonald drops it to the line, but Christopoulos can't hold it there. He turns back in the neutral zone. Now he goes forward. Christopoulos centering past McDonald, but he can't get a shot off. McDonald picks it up on the half boards as it poked off his stick. It's knocked away from him again, and McDonald gets it back in the neutral zone. 30 seconds to go in 4-on-4 play, and then it will be a 10-second power play for the Bulldogs. And it's the Bulldogs in control in their own zone. They turn it over. Arnsby in front of the net. The shot save made by the goaltender Constantini. and the Battalion can't do anything to solve the goaltender in the Hamilton net tonight.
I don't know who Liam Arnsby upset, but can we please let him get a goal? In the regular season, he didn't score a single goal at the start of the new year. Not that he hasn't played effectively. I'm not 100% sure, Matt. You have the stats over there. Has he scored a goal yet in the playoffs?
He has not. 6 assists for the captain.
So his last goal came in 2021. So I don't know what kind of voodoo magic we need to do, but Liam Arnsby needs to get a goal here, and I don't know much more he needs to buy one.
The Battalion, as you said, just have not had the bounces go their way this series, although they got a couple of good ones in the offensive zone on that last foray in the zone, but they couldn't do anything with them. And now the Bulldogs on the counterattack, once again getting nice and tight to DiVincentis, but he holds the fort. And the officials have control now as another scrum ensues. So Wakely's out of the box after the offsetting minors. Shirk is still in there for Hamilton, and I believe he's going to sit for another 2.
Just under 2.
Nelson will come out in the next 7 seconds to bring it back to 5-on-5. So right now, it's 5-on-4 for Hamilton. With 8 minutes gone in the period, they lead 3-0, and they have control off the draw at the line. To the right side, shot comes in, save made by DiVincentis. Nelson out of the box, and he skates to the bench. And the Battalion are trying to get the puck out of the far side corner in their own zone. It's down the half boards for Van Steensel. He's got control of it, tries to clear it. That's caught and kept in the zone by the Bulldogs, Duarte. Check that, Diaco. Diaco goes into the corner. Now skates out in front, takes a shot, goes wide of the net. Picked up on the near side, flipped around to the far side boards, and Grushnikov could not hold it in the zone. He passes it to Donovan behind the Hamilton blue line, gets it up to Diaco. Diaco to the right side, Winterton walking in. His shot goes high. Ricocheted out of the zone, up ahead to Coe. Coe one-on-one in the zone. He turns back to the boards. Now he sends it to the middle to Sema, and he can't get the shot off. Sema in the corner. He takes a hard hit in the boards. Sema still looking for the puck, battling for it. The youngster sends it to the corner for Coe. Across to the blue line to Nelson. Nelson's shot comes in. Save made by Constantini and cleared out of the zone by the Bulldogs. 10:45 remaining in the second period. 3-0 Hamilton as North Bay bring the puck back in the zone. It's Winslow. Sends it in off the end boards. It bounces around to the near side. To save, Tarasevic throws a hit, but it's the Bulldogs with control going down the ice. The shot coming in, and it's wide of the net. Duarte on that one. Another chance for Hamilton, and the save is made by DiVincentis. 10:23 to go in the second. It's 3-0 for Hamilton, but the Battalion have played better over the last 6 or 7 minutes, especially after having to kill off that penalty.
Yeah, and Ty Nelson trying to make amends for his penalty, which again, I think, you don't really need to make amends for that one. It's more like the referee that made the call that needs to make amends on that one, but he comes down and breaks up a great 2-on-1 there, so it's a great defensive effort by Ty Nelson. At the beginning of the year, we heard a lot about how, he's an offensive-minded guy and his defense needs some work. His defense has really improved as the season's gone on.
McDonald out of the zone for the Battalion, sends it towards the Hamilton net. Constantini flips around to the near side. Liam Arnsby coming in the zone, runs over Thomas, but the puck gets out of the area. And now the Bulldogs bring it into the North Bay zone, but Biondi goes offside. Shirk comes out of the box for Hamilton. So 10:04 remaining in the second period. 3-0 for the Bulldogs. And the Battalion really need to get some sustained pressure now in that offensive zone.
He's going off the ice right now, but who's had a really good series, I think, for the troops is Kyle McDonald, especially in these home games. He's shown speed that he didn't have before. He's really been able to blow by Bulldogs defenders. Just again, the puck's not going in the net for him, and Costantini's had a really good, outstanding series as well.
McDonald scored 4 goals in the last 2 games of that series against the Kingston Frontenacs.
Also of note right now, Owen Van Steensel up on that top line and Matvey Petrov down on the second line now.
And Van Steensel takes a hit as Grushnikov throws him into the boards. The puck inside the Hamilton zone, and it's cleared quickly by the Bulldogs, but in the neutral zone, Winslow falling down is able to dump it back into the Hamilton end. 9.5 to play in the second as Hamilton clears it. They lead 3-0, but it's Brandon Coe with the puck for North Bay. His pass is picked off, and it's Mysak going the other way. He's got 2 goals tonight. Mysak into the zone, drops it back to the line. The play is broken up by Van Steen, so he tries to push it out over the blue line. That didn't work. Another attempt, and Coe has it here, and he gets it out over the line to Wakely. Wakely coming down the right side. He's got some room. Wakely in the zone. Fires it, and it goes wide of the net. To the far side, blue line, the shot comes in. That's off a skate. Down to the point, it's Ladd, keeping it in the zone for North Bay. He finds Wakely behind the net, who takes a hit, and it ends up on the stick of the Bulldogs, who get it to the blue line. Kept in the zone by Mathurin, who tries to play it back in deep. Again, picked off by Hamilton and cleared out of the zone. 8:50 remaining in the second period. Hamilton up 3-0 as the North Bay Battalion now have control of it inside the North Bay zone. Mathurin drops it back to Ladd. Ladd sends it through the neutral zone to Podolou. Podolou at the blue line, dumps it in on the backhand. It's Constantini behind his own net, plays it around to the near side, picked off by Podolou. He tries to put it in the corner. That's blocked, and now the Bulldogs get it up ahead on the breakaway coming in. The shot, and it's stopped. But Avery Hayes looks like he's just drawn a penalty shot.
Well, I mean, you do take away the scoring opportunity here for him, so I understand the penalty shot. But one thing, and I have to say, I didn't really find it as we get the horn to go off, so maybe the puck went in the net. But one thing I saw in the fan club recently was someone said that the referees had driven up here on the Bulldogs bus. And you know what I understand is I think we're getting our time out here. We'll bring in Bob Coles for a second, but or maybe we aren't. The guy had come out to start shoveling, and now they're telling him to get off the ice. So we are going to get the penalty shot here with 8:20 left in the second period. Hockey's happening.
Confused, yeah. Anyway, okay, so Avery Hayes is going to take his penalty shot. Avery Hayes has 7 goals in the postseason to go along with 19 points. And now even more delay as the officials
figure it out.
The officials on the ice are talking to the officials in the penalty box. And it's weird because you want them to take the penalty shot to keep the pace of play going, but we're at the period break where they have to come out and scrape the ice.
It sounds like it is under review. We'll bring in Bob Coles now, so we'll have him give his take on what's happening. Bob, what do you think's going on?
I have no idea what's going on, but you guys have a better view than me. But, you know, North Bay's come very aggressive. The fans are a little unruly this period because they feel the Battalion haven't got their due, and they weren't happy with the Ty Nelson penalty call. We're going to go to the penalty shot.
It was a no goal, so they were reviewing the goal.
They were reviewing if the goal went in because the puck went up over DiVincentis' shoulder, and then the net got knocked off. So here we go. It's Avery Hayes with the penalty shot. Starts out wide, down the right side, cuts back to the middle, takes a shot, scores over the glove side of DiVincentis, and Avery Hayes has given the Bulldogs a 4-0 lead in Game 4.
There's still plenty of hockey to be played in this one, Matt. I mean, we're only over the halfway point of the second period, but you have to think the hill has become a mountain now for the troops.
And now they want to continue play instead of scraping the ice. So I'm sure the next whistle we'll finally have our period break, but just a weird set of circumstances here as the North Bay Battalion now find themselves down 4-0. Avery Hayes is going to get his 8th goal of the postseason, his 20th point of these playoffs. So 8:15 remaining in the second period. The Bulldogs dump it into the North Bay zone off the draw. It's Ladd, plays it across the far side to Mathurin, clears the zone, but Diaco picks it off behind the blue line. He comes back in the zone, takes a shot. It's off a skate, over the crossbar and out of play. And now we'll get some fresh ice out there, and let's send things over to Bob Coles.
Thank you very much, boys. Well, yeah, it's a mountain indeed for the Battalion, down 3-0 and 4-0 in this game. And the fans not very happy, booing throughout that penalty shot. They were really unhappy about the call on Ty Nelson. They were unhappy earlier about the non-call on the hit by Brandon Coe. So no one's happy in this building except the Bulldogs, I would suggest, with the officiating. So it's a tough spot the Battalion are in on this young team. Things not going their way. They're not getting a lot of breaks right now, and they've just got to hang in there, try to get something before the period, get the next goal, and get some positivity back here in a game. In second period, we'll talk about a lot of things. We'll talk about the other series going on between Windsor and Flint, talk about the Stanley Cup playoffs and the controversial goal last night in Calgary, and we'll talk about Canada, big game tomorrow against the Czech Republic in the semis at the World Hockey Championship. All coming up in your second intermission, guys.
Thank you very much, Bob. We look forward to hearing from you here in the second intermission, and then again our midway point of the third period. But before we get to that, like I mentioned, we got to get to our second intermission, and like we mentioned, the Battalion have a bit of a mountain to climb here. And you know what? If this was Lord of the Rings, it would be okay. There's a lot of mountains in that series. I'm trying to fill any time I can right now. Matt, over to you.
Thanks, Courtney. Tarasevic gets nailed in the neutral zone as he was going to get the puck. I mean, we saw a call in the Toronto Maple Leafs series that was less interference than that one there. Tarasevic back up and into the play and trying to get control of the puck, but the Bulldogs take it away and they send it down the ice. Shirk coming over the blue line, tries to get a shot off the Battalion defense on the back check, take it away from him, but they turn it over. Shot comes in, save made by DiVincentis off the half boards on the far side. That is Biondi. Biondi centers it, the shot comes in, that's wide of the net. Picked up on the near side half boards by Shirk. He finds Van Fleet. He plays it in behind the net. Now to the far side. Biondi down to the point to White. White back up the half boards to Biondi. He gets knocked down. The shot wide of the net. 7 minutes to play in the second. North Bay down 4-0 as they clear their own zone. As Petrov backtracks it to his own blue line. Now sends it forward. Hard hit on the far side boards on Govro. And that will allow the Bulldogs to move forward. Turned over at the blue line. McTavish gets it back. He comes in for Hamilton, centers it, bouncing towards DiVincentis, but he finds it and covers it up. 6:38 to go in the second period. 4-0, Bulldogs lead.
Yeah, back to your point of the Tarasevic hit. You know, us Leafs fans, we're not bitter though, right? You know?
No, not at all.
We don't bring it up a week or two after the fact. Never happened. What are you talking about? But I wanted to make a comment because I'm getting really fed up with some of these calls. And I didn't realize that the black and white stripes also had some gold on there as well tonight.
Playback underway, 6:30 to go. There's a hard hit on the far side, in behind the net. Diaco gets control of the puck down the left wing side, over the blue line, sends it towards the front of the net. McTavish got it knocked away off his stick, and now North Bay trying to pick up the loose puck and clear it out of their zone. McDonald on the carry, down the ice. McDonald behind the defense, his shot goes high. It ricochets off the end boards and it goes all the way down the ice. 6 minutes remaining in the second period. 4-0 for the Bulldogs. North Bay dump it back into the Hamilton zone. In behind the net, Jackson. And Van Steensel battling for it. Jackson gets it loose, sends it to the point to Paul Christopoulou. Sent on that deflected Van Steensel right there. Another stab at it and he gets denied. Constantini bats that one away at the end of that play with his stick, and Hamilton cleared the zone again with 5.5 to play in the period. It's the Bulldogs in control in the North Bay zone. They try to center it. That gets blocked, and up to the blue line, kept in the zone. Another chance here, and North Bay are able to clear with Van Steensel getting it out. Finds Jackson across the Coe. It bounces over Coe's stick, but he gets control off the board, sends it to the far side to Van Steensel. Jackson knocked down the corner behind the play, and that one almost reluctantly gets called by the officials. I mean, he watched the play happen and waited about 4 or 5 seconds until Jackson got up, and then he raised his arm. So it's going to be roughing the call against Arbor Jacki. And the Bulldogs shorthanded here with 5:06 to go in the second period.
And that takes away one of the better penalty killers for the Bulldogs as well, with Jacki in the box. And as you mentioned, and like I said on the last stop, it just seems like there's some gold in that black and white zebra jerseys because, like you mentioned, it took them a little while. You had to almost think it over and be like, yeah, I guess I need to call that one or else I might get in trouble.
And one of the Hamilton players ran into the back of the net, knocking it off its mooring. So we will reset. Just 5 seconds gone in the power play for North Bay.
And real quick,
now the face-off's actually going to come out of the zone because they're saying a North Bay player pushed the Bulldogs' Artem Grushnikov into the back of the net.
Sure. Anyways, proudly supported by this power play is, as I speak like Yoda, we're just getting all the nerd references out there, the 7N1D Noah Strong campaign. Head on over to noahstrong.ca to check out all their wonderful merchandise and what they're doing in the community, and also to see if you yourself are an organ donor.
5 minutes to go in the period. North Bay looking for one here. There's a hard hit in the corner. Jackson with the puck. He goes in behind the net. Sets it up on the half boards on the far side to Petrov. Back to Jackson below the goal line. Jackson then gets hit in the corner. Puck in some skates. It gets knocked to the blue line. Nelson's there. Big slap shot and a save made again by Constantini. I don't know how he saw that one coming in, but he got his body in front of it and kept it out of the back of the net. Now Coe coming in, and the Battalion go offside on the power play.
Yeah.
A minute 23 remaining on the power play with 4:29 to go in the period, and the troops down 4-0.
Saw that one all the way of when we talk about the offside, saw that one coming all the way as Kyle Jackson was a good 2 steps over the blue line. And it's just these mental lapses of this team that we haven't seen all year that have really reared its ugly head in this 4-game series.
Yeah, that's the frustrations mounting for sure. And it's unfortunate. This feels more like a January, February type game that's just kind of been a slog. Here comes Nelson to the right side. Coe back across to the left side. Petrov back down the point to Nelson. Trying to play it off the half boards. Petrov gets it, fires it wide of the net. Coe picks up the rebound on the right side boards. Across to Petrov, pass to the slot, cleared away by the Bulldogs. Nelson trying to get out to it quickly before 2-on-0, and Nelson does get to that puck and avoids what could have been disaster there. Nelson now turns and fires it down the ice, and somehow the Battalion avoid icing there.
Okay, they're getting a little bit of green now in the referee jersey.
I think they got away with one there. The Battalion did. 20 seconds to go on the North Bay power play. Van Steensel moves it down the ice, sends it into the near side corner. Play in behind the net now. A lot of green jerseys in the area, trying to get that puck out from the end boards with under 10 seconds to go on the power play. With 3:10 remaining, they finally dig it out. Winslow has it, fires it behind the net. It's Wakely with control there. He sends it to the slot. The shot in and off the glove of Constantini, and then wide of the net. And the Bulldogs now clear it as we're back to 5-on-5 play. McDonald back in over the blue line. Walking into the circle, takes a shot, deflected, and just wide again. Down to the point. It's Mathurin sending it in the corner. Wakely in behind the net. Tarasevich is there. Tarasevich sets it up, but turned aside by Morrison right on the doorstep. And Morrison carries it out. Sends it to Humphreys down the left wing side. They try to center it in front of the North Bay net. The puck's still loose. DiVincentis looking, and the officials blow the play down. 2:25 remaining in the second period. It's 4-0 for the Bulldogs. But the Battalion, they got some good chances there. Only one shot to show for it on the score clock. I'm not sure how that happened, but there are a couple plays there where Constantini either didn't see it or gave up a bad rebound or let it hit off his body and it went towards the net and then it just squirted just a little wide.
Yeah. And again, there's moments in a game where you look at what's happening and you just say, okay, we're not winning this one. And it's moments like that right there, where the puck is getting to him and he's misreading some of these, and they're just not going in the back of the net, Matt.
I mean, for the first 30 minutes of the game or so, he did look really sharp for sure. But that last sequence, he just kind of looked like he had no idea where it was coming from. And now a turnover. Here comes Romani in front of that. Pulls it to the back end, and he misses. Constantini was on his stomach, and somehow the puck still didn't go in. Romani dangled in front, pulled it to his backhand side. Constantini was still looking into the concession stand, and somehow Romani could not bury the puck.
Yeah, so remember when we said moments ago, that's when you know you're not going to win a hockey game? Romani's attempt right there, that's how you know you're not going to win a hockey game, right there.
Unbelievable.
Yep.
You really can't fault the Battalion for a lack of effort, not just this game, but overall this series. I mean, that has just been the way it's gone. But you know what? That's the thing. The really good teams, they make their own luck, and they make sure they capitalize on those chances. And the Battalion, not to say they haven't been a really good team, but it just hasn't happened through the first 3.5 games of this series against the Hamilton Bulldogs. And I mean, you probably look back and think there were moments where the Ottawa 67s felt the same way against the North Bay Battalion in that opening round.
Well, although that was a sweep in the first round, that's probably one of the closest sweeps I've ever seen. Every game was tight hockey, and then the Battalion just sneaked past the Kingston Frontenacs as well in the second round.
It included an overtime game as well. 55 seconds remaining as the North Bay Battalion jump back in on the offensive zone. It's in the far side corner. Jackson battling out of that area. Jackson to the line, trying to send it back to the corner. That's blocked. And then the shot gets fired out of the zone, but into the North Bay bench with 43.3 seconds remaining in the period. 4-0 for the Bulldogs.
And for the Battalion at this point, it's coming out and it's winning that third period. I know that's not going to bring, if the troops can't come back in this one, that's not going to bring any consolation prizes to, the guys that are going to graduate from the league. But for the rookies and the young players on this team, you want to win this next period, and you want to have some momentum going into the offseason to build on as you come back ready and hungry for more next year.
There's a play in front of the Hamilton net. Arsby with a little chip, but he could not get it past the goaltender. And now Constantini gobbles it up on the shot from the point from Christopoulos, and he'll hold on to it. And still the Battalion stuck at, okay, there's 14. They've got to have more than 14 shots now.
I really don't understand what's going on, but hey.
29.3 seconds remaining in the second. 4-0 North Bay. And the Battalion bench has really been cycling through lines now, and they are mixing and mashing. Now we've got Coe out there with Winslow. Oh, okay, sorry. Winslow just played up on the face-off there. Coe is out there with Arnsby and McDonald now. And it's McDonald with control of the puck on the far side. He sends it wide of the net, bouncing out in front, and Arnsby's there, but Constantini covers it up once again. So that second line originally had Arnsby, McDonald, and Van Steensel. Coe came out to take the draw with them. You've had Petrov out there with those guys. Van Steensel's been playing up with Jackson and Coe. We haven't seen a ton of Romani and Sima being the two of the thirds of the fourth line that it only has 2/3 to play with. So, Ryan Olahan, despite being down 4-0, he is trying to get those big guns out there to get back into this one.
And you got to wonder, for the Battalion, there's no tomorrow, right? Regardless of what the score is, there's no tomorrow. So you had to think that there was going to be some mixing and matching in this one, just to get a spark, just to get anything going.
Finding something that works here when your season is on the line. As we approach the final 2 seconds of this period, the Battalion give up another 2 goals here in the second period, and they find themselves down 4-0 in Game 4.
Well, the Battalion down 24-14 on the shot total as well. As we see a good shot of Kyle McDonald walking to the dressing room. And I have to say, like I mentioned, he's had himself a heck of a game so far. I think he's trying to get the Battalion to that next game. As we see 50-50 up to $4,800. We haven't seen that total much this year. So good for that total to climb, and at this point, Matt, hopefully the Battalion can try and win a period, like I said.
Yeah, I think McDonald's had a good game. Arnsby's had a really good game, too. I thought Wakely's carried the puck well. Tarasevich has had some pretty big moments, but, man, Constantini in between the pipes not only has he played well, but he has gotten some lucky bounces to go his way.
He has indeed, as now we get set for some stuff on the ice here, but off the ice, we're going to get set for Mr. Bob Coles to take over the intermission show. Bob?
Way off the ice, as it were. I'm not getting near that ice with all those hard hits tonight by the Bulldogs and the Battalion. And around the OHL, one other game. It's one of our final OHL scoreboard checks of the year, maybe. Oh, Windsor and Flint got a dandy going on. This could be a 7-game series. Windsor's up 3-2 with 2:27 left in the second period. A couple of Spitfires, of course, played in North Bay. Alex Christopoulos and Josh Curry. So it'll be interesting the way that plays out. 4-0 here. 2 more goals for Hamilton in that period after getting 2 unanswered in the first. Shots, 9-7 Bulldogs, 24-14 overall. Power plays, 1 for 3 for Hamilton, 0 for 3 for the Battalion. Faceoffs won, 24-21 Hamilton. First period goals, Misak and Jack-Eye on the power play. So it's 2-0 after 1. Second period, Misak got his second goal of the game, second of the playoffs. And it's 3-0. That was from Duarte and Patrick Thomas at 1:41, and then Avery Hayes on the penalty shot. Unassisted, of course, his 8th of the playoffs and 6th goal of the series. 11:40 that came at. Penalties, 5:53 Lawson Shirk for slashing, and he also got one for roughing. Dallin Wakely at the same time got one for roughing. Ty Nelson, the controversial cross-checking call at 6:05, and Jack-Eye for boarding at 14:54. And looking back, a key part of the game was when Brandon Coe got out of the penalty box early in the second period. He might have had a breakaway, but couldn't deal with the puck well, and instead of possibly getting North Bay on the board and making it a 2-1 game, that didn't happen, and Hamilton's now rolling up 4-0 and trying to sweep this series in 4 games and advance to the OHL final. Of course, it was 3 years ago Hamilton won the OHL title, and who knew back then that when they went to the Memorial Cup that they'd be OHL champions again in 3 years without another team winning the OHL title. Of course, 2020, no Memorial Cup. 2021, no Memorial Cup. There will be one this year in St. John, New Brunswick, and the Hamilton Bulldogs will be possibly returning to the Memorial Cup if they hold on to this game and win the next round against Windsor or Flint. Let's talk about the Windsor-Flint series, boys, as we move along. It's much more competitive, Courtney. It's a 1-goal game tonight. Flint's won 2 of the first 3 games. They're sold out tonight in Flint, and they'll play Wednesday, or what day is it? Sunday in Windsor. So a lot of travel there, and it's been an interesting series so far, and a lot of people thinking it could go 7 before Hamilton here will learn their next opponent.
Yeah, you know what? It's funny. I saw that Flint had sold out, and that's great for Flint, especially considering, it's been a bit of a rough haul. I mean, we all remember when Ryan Willingham was there coaching. The team wasn't that great. He quit mid-season, due to some personal issues and stuff, and really Flint was kind of the laughingstock of the league, especially with how they were run off the ice for a while. So good to see them get a sellout, and that's something that Ryan, kind of hinted at, and then we saw an article in Bay today about it as well. Like, it's absolutely depressing that the Battalion can't get a sellout here in the Eastern Conference Finals in Game 4. But when it comes to, and we can get on that topic in a moment, but when it comes to that Windsor-Flint series, big fan of the Spitfires just because of Josh Curry and Alex Christopoulos. If the Battalion are eliminated tonight, that's the team that I'm hopping on the bandwagon. Sorry, Hamilton, can't do it. Don't like you that much. I mean, you're a great team. You're probably going to go on to win the championship and all that stuff. But I gotta put all my support behind Windsor, Bob.
And keep in mind about Ryan, what happened in Flint was Ryan has a young family and was younger, of course, with a couple of boys 3 or 4 years ago. And, you know, it's a part of reality when you're Ryan's a relatively young coach, and when you got young kids and, you know, they had some issues in Flint, of course, you know, it's not like North Bay, let's put it that way, Courtney, where, you know, North Bay is a great place to raise a family, as Matt Sukram will attest. And Ryan's just, you know, he's a family guy. He's just a warm-hearted person, and just didn't work out for him in Flint. I always said, you know, back in the day there, Matt, that it would have been a perfect transition, I think, earlier with when Ryan got the Flint job, that not getting into the inner workings of the executive suite here, but when Ryan got the Flint offer, that they didn't say to him in North Bay, look, you know, maybe one more year and you become the head coach permanently here in North Bay, but they had to go through it. They went through some hard times in North Bay, and of course Ryan had some tough times in Flint, but he's the right guy to coach in North Bay. He's got a young family, and you know, the age gap is a lot less than you know, the previous man behind the bench, and Stan Butler. And I think he's just a great fit for the battalion, and great for the city that he's here and you know, is out there in the community.
I think that was probably one of the almost the worst things that the battalion as a franchise could have ever done, is not let Ryan Olahan take over the reins before he did. Now, what him going to Flint does is allows him to learn a little bit and figure out what it means to be a coach in the OHL. Not that he didn't have that before, but having to maybe go out of his comfort zone. You know, he had never been out at the OHL level anyway. He had never been outside the battalion organization. So he went out, saw how things were done in an organization, and maybe brought some good ideas back from Flint with him. You know, molded that into all the great lessons he learned in North Bay, and has been able to put together a very successful program in just the year and a half that he has been here. And yeah, I was actually very shocked when I heard the news that Ryan Olahan was leaving, because I just thought that naturally he was going to be the successor here in North Bay. And when that didn't happen, I thought, well, that's going to set the franchise back. And I think it really did set the franchise back by quite a few years. I think now it's got him back on the right track. But yeah, it could have been something that was very devastating for this franchise. Not to say that the people that have come in over the last couple of years haven't done a fantastic job. I mean, Adam Dennis and Scott Ray and Bill Holder, I mean, they were all in here before Ryan Olahan ended up coming back. And I think that group also had to learn a little bit before really taking over the reins.
Well, you raise a good point, and Courtney, he's really good at delegating and working out solutions, right, with his two assistants, Scott Ray and Bill Holder. And
Yep.
Bill's got, you know, so many years experience as a defenseman in the NHL, and too many that he would like to admit. But and Scott Ray, of course, played here, knows the community, coached the Voodoos, so he's familiar with coaching that type of player at a young age. And you know, Bill Holders, he's Mr. Serious, and Scott Ray, he's always got a laugh for you and a joke. And Ryan, you know, he's not a yeller, he's not a screamer, he's more of a tactician, and so it's a really good mix of the coaching staff here.
Yeah, and to the point of all three of them, you know, Scott Ray played here, like you said, Bill Holder played here. Both of them, when their careers ended, they looked at themselves and they said, where do I want to settle down? And North Bay was the place that they wanted to settle down because of their experiences with the Centennials. It worked out really well for Scott Ray when he came back, because the Voodoos had just came here and he wanted to get into coaching, and it worked well. I mean, he has an NOJHL championship under his belt. And then with Ryan Olahan, he made the move up here after the Brampton Battalion moved as well. So his love for the franchise brought him to North Bay. But obviously he likes North Bay enough to have wanted to come back after the Flint days and come back here. And now he's even moving into the town as well this summer. So, you know, Ryan's going to be living and being ingrained in North Bay. But one thing I wanted to make a point of, we talked about setting the franchise back. Matt brought that up.
Matt brought that up, okay? Matt
brought that up. Any and all issues, go to Matt Sukram.
Brought that up.
Yes, Matthew Sukram, who you can find on social media. We're just torpedoing the poor guy here tonight, Bob. We should probably stop. Anyways, on the topic of putting the team back a few years, which was brought up so eloquently by Matt Sukram, this is their third Eastern Conference Finals appearance. They've played 9 seasons in North Bay. That's actually not terrible when you think about it. Sure, we had a lot of lost years in between there. You know, the third year was kind of the start of the downslope. They still made it to the second round, but then they missed the playoffs, and they made the playoffs back-to-back years. Lost in the first round, and they were destined to miss the playoffs again. But they've still made it to the Eastern Conference Finals 3 times since moving to North Bay. And I think, as much as people get down on how things have gone, and yes, I agree that they shouldn't have let Ryan go to Flint. They should have made a change then. 3 conference finals in 9 years is still pretty good.
That's right. The first couple of years, they played Oshawa, beat them in the first year, and lost to Guelph in the final. Then next year they lost to Oshawa in 6 games, and then they appear to go down to defeat here tonight, unless they have a real big comeback here in the third period. So just to check those notes that we promised you, Canada plays in the semis at 11 o'clock tomorrow against the Czech Republic. What a comeback in the quarterfinals, down 3-0 to Sweden. And that'll be about 11:20 tomorrow morning, our time, puck drop in Finland. And, yes, I wanted to get both your thoughts on the controversial goal last night. We'll set the scene for you. Game 5, Edmonton-Calgary.
I don't even need you to. It's not a kick.
4-4 third period.
Matt Sukram said that too.
The puck goes in the net. It appears there was some kind of kicking motion, but so they call it a goal. Then they talk about it, and then they say, no goal. And the goal doesn't count. Nobody scores in the third. They go to overtime. Connor McDavid's the hero, and Edmonton wins the series. For me, I thought the goal should have counted, just because you're asking a guy, Coleman, he tries to avoid the goalpost on one side, and his other skate is underneath Mike Smith's pad, so there's really nowhere for him to go. And Elliot Friedman made a really good point on the broadcast where he said, listen, in goaltender interference, when someone pushes you into the goalie, you still count that goal. And they should do the same thing for this call. If your skate doesn't leave the ice, and his didn't leave the ice, the goal should count. But it doesn't count, and Calgary didn't win the game. And Edmonton's going to play Colorado or St. Louis. So you agree with me or not?
I wholeheartedly agree with you. You know what? And I wholeheartedly agree with Daryl Sutter, where he said, he basically said in Daryl Sutter terms, it's not a distinct kicking motion. The skate is sliding along the ice with the player, and it pushes the puck in the net, and he's getting pushed down by an opposing player. So I wholeheartedly think it should have been a goal, and that's 2 big goals now in Calgary's history now in a big playoff series. I mean, everyone remembers that no goal against Tampa. That was
Game 6.
It crossed the line. It did cross the line. They should have won the cup for that. So if I'm a Flames fan today, trust me, I know, because I'm a bitter Leafs fan, I feel your pain. I think, personally, I think it's a goal, and I think it should have counted. Matt brought it up here on his laptop just to see it again one more time, and even seeing the replay right now, there's a great overhead shot of Mike Smith where it goes in, and, Coleman's moving, and to me, that's a goal.
And I'm going to do a pool in the summer with you guys on when the next game Eric Furlat and Wes McCauley do in Calgary.
Oh, my goodness.
What do you think, Matt?
I really have nothing else to add to that. I mean, I think Elliot Friedman hit the nail on the head there. That doesn't even look like a kicking motion. That just looks like a follow-through on trying to stay on his feet. Plus, he's tied up with one of the Oilers defensemen. And, I don't get where the kick comes in. I had to watch it again just to make sure I had it right in my head, and
As Blake
yeah,
Coleman
it's,
said after the game, I guess I don't understand the rule.
yeah,
But
that's a tough call for sure.
well, we should be running the NHL as well as the OHL, and it'd be a lot better. But it doesn't count. Edmonton wins, and the Oilers wait for Colorado or St. Louis. Of course, here in North Bay, this could be the last 20 minutes of the North Bay Battalion season. In our post-game show, we'll talk about how things went this year and the pride this team played with all season long, created so much positive vibes, and the fans giving them a standing ovation as they come on the ice in the third period, and I'm sure they'll give them a standing O if they don't win this game tonight. What a ride it's been for Hamilton. They're 20 minutes away from winning the Bobby Orr Trophy and moving on to the OHL final. And to call the third period, as they have all year, Matt Sukram and Courtney Kemp.
Thank you very much, Bob. And just because I usually have to run after the game, although there will likely be a trophy celebration on the ice, so I won't have to run as quickly. I just want to say, we started this thing out of nowhere at the beginning of the year, out of a necessity for us to want to continue to do it, because there wasn't a radio broadcast feed. And, just before we get to this what could be these final 20 minutes of this broadcast this season, the life it's taken on, what it's become, from the bottom of my heart, honestly, thank you everyone who's tuned in and listened. And thank you everyone, Matt, Derek, Bob, Ben, even Jamie at the beginning of the year for being a part of this broadcast. It honestly means the world to me, and to see it so well received is it's going to be a tough one to get through these final 20 minutes.
Big shout out as well to Tom Parise for doing the podcast side of things. We were hoping to get Tom involved in the broadcast a little more, and just weren't able to make it happen as the season went along. And as Courtney said, thank you to everyone for being along the ride with us all season long, and we really hope you've enjoyed listening to Battalion Hockey on YouTube as we bring broadcasting into the 21st century.
Do we ever?
20 seconds into the third period here. It is 4-0 for the Hamilton Bulldogs. It's dumped down into the North Bay zone. DiVincentis plays it to the near side to Mathurin. Mathurin over the blue line. He dumps it all the way down the ice. Icing waved off as it must have hit someone or something on the entry into the zone. Picked up by Winterton, and he clears the ice and sends it right back into the North Bay zone. DiVincentis out of his net to play it out of the zone. Picked up by Petrov in the neutral zone. Over to McDonald. Comes over the blue line. Takes a shot. It's deflected up and over the glass and out of play. 52 seconds into period number 3.
Yeah, and we still see Petrov down on that line with McDonald and Arnsby, so interesting to see for sure as Van Steensel's taking turns on that top line. And this is also another tryout of sorts as well for Ryan Houlihan to see who could be my top line guys. We know Jackson will be back next year. We know McDonald will be back next year. But who can fit in on that top line wing? Can it be Van Steensel? Can it be an Arnsby? Can it be a Wakely? We'll find out.
Yeah, maybe even a guy like Tarasevich puts on some weight over the summer, and maybe he adds some muscle to that top line. And you never know what Mr. GM Adam Dennis has working on in the offseason. Of course, there's the priority selection, which already happened.
Import draft still.
The import draft still has to come up. He made an interesting acquisition back in the winter for a player's rights. So,
we're allowed to say that name, right? Or are we gonna get suspended?
Well, technically he is part of the North Bay Battalion.
Adam Fantilli.
He's part of the North Bay Battalion, not the roster, but they do own his CHL rights as the shot comes in towards the goaltender. So the North Bay Battalion, as you said, down by 4, looking to try and give the home crowd something to cheer about. And, who knows, maybe they can pull off a miracle here and head back down to Hamilton on Sunday. It's going to take some work, but really, if these guys are trying to impress the boss, they've got 20 minutes to really put on a show here as the Bulldogs win the draw. They get it down the ice. Thomas dumps it in. and they're going to call offside against the Bulldogs. 1:27 into the period, 4-0 Hamilton.
Thank you, Jason and Christine, for giving the good job to our way. We honestly really do enjoy bringing this to you in your homes, and thank you again for listening. And I just have to say, the Battalion do have the firepower to try and come back in this game. And I mean, as Leafs fans, we all know it was 4-1. Well, it's 4-0, so why can't we get a miracle for once?
That's exactly the attitude you need to have. The Bulldogs dump the puck down the ice. Steven Chentis behind the net. Flips it around to the near side. Knocked off the stick of Gaudreau. Picked up by Podolou. He clears the zone. In the neutral zone, Wakely, Donovan battling for it on the boards. Wakely wins the battle. He finds Podolou, takes a shot from behind the blue line right towards the goaltender Constantini. Puts the pads down to make the save. Puck now, no, it did come out of the zone. Kept in the zone, kept alive at the line. Flipped towards the net, and now it's steered away by the Bulldogs. In behind the net, Donovan there. He gets the puck and sends it out to the neutral zone. Nelson there, flips it back up to the blue line to Tarasevic, who dumps it in. The Bulldogs looking to clear. It's sent down the ice. Sims got a deflection on it as it went into the North Bay zone. DiVincentis with a long pass out ahead to Jackson. Jackson's pass across the neutral zone up to the stick of Coe, and he overruns the puck. And that allows Hamilton to just calmly control it in their own end. Now they get it up to the North Bay blue line. Dumping it into the near side corner. Winslow's there for North Bay. He finds Van Steensel, who gets it up to Coe in the neutral zone. Coe back to Van Steensel, but he goes way offside with 2:48 gone in the third period, and it is 4-0 North Bay.
Well, you just want to see a guy like Coe score a goal and potentially what could be his last OHL game. And you know what? I mentioned this in the regular season, but this is the first time that, we've really seen a first-rounder finish their OHL career with the Battalion. Like Brett McKenzie was traded, Adam McMaster was traded, Brady Lyle was traded, all these guys. And for me, Brandon Coe came into the league my second year broadcasting this team, so it is a really bittersweet moment to see him go on to bigger and better things with San Jose. But it's also really sad to see a guy that we've got to see grow up on the ice in front of us, do great things for this organization as Van Steensel gets a quick shot. And sorry, I'm taking up too much time, but I just want to say
Okay.
It is a little bit bittersweet just to watch a guy who's come in here, grow up before our eyes. And I know that's the process, but to see him leave it's going to be sad.
And you nailed it. He will be the first round draft pick to start and finish his career in a North Bay Battalion uniform. There it's sent up the ice. Coming down the left wing side, Petrov into the Hamilton zone, going into the corner, gets pushed off the puck. It comes around to the near side. Mathurin pinching in, trying to hold it on the half boards. He gets it to the corner, set back out in front. It goes off the boards and out of the zone. Christopoulos in the neutral zone dumps it in. 3:50 gone in the third period. Hamilton up 4-0 here in Game 4. They lead 3-0 in the series as they dump the puck down the ice. DiVincentis lets it go by him for icing against the Bulldogs.
And another thing just on the Coe show is, he's really come into his own last season, just before COVID. He really kind of became a point-of-game player. After the change with the coaches, he showed enough that he was able to come and appear in the top prospects game. And then, finished off strong like the team did before COVID shut everything down. And then this year, what more can we say about Brandon Coe? I mean, he's been a leader on and off the ice for this team, and absolutely showing the faith that the San Jose Sharks took him in the fourth round. And, of course, some off-ice turmoil for him as well. Just the maturity that he has now and grown up with compared to what we've seen him when he entered the league.
Hamilton off the draw, dumps it down the ice. Chasing it is Winslow, going up against Patrick Thomas, and a nice play by Winslow to knock the puck away and get it out of the zone and dump down into the Hamilton end. 4-0 Hamilton lead. 4:20 into the third period here in Game 4 as Hamilton get that puck out of their own zone and they send it down the ice. Carrying it into the left wing side of the zone is Diaco. He sends it around the near side boards. Played to the middle of the zone. North Bay breaks it up and it's cleared out of the zone. Winterton following it to the Hamilton end. Play back up ahead to McTavish. Mason McTavish coming in over the blue line. The former Peterborough Pete pressured on the puck by Ladd. He sends it in behind the net, looking for Winterton. Winterton knocked off the puck by Mathurin, and he gets it up ahead to Sema. Sema tries to pass it back to Mathurin, but the play is broken up by Donovan. Donovan carries it to the boards. He gets knocked off the puck. The Battalion can't control it, and it's cleared by Hamilton. 5 minutes into the third, 4-0 Hamilton lead as North Bay bring it back in over the blue line to the near side. Sema looking to set up a shot, but he can't. And now it's Hamilton going the other way. Down the right wing side, Diaco with a shot. That goes wide of the net. Picked up on the far side. Shot comes in, deflected, and kicked away by the goaltender, DiVincentis. Picked up at the blue line by Biondi. Biondi skating in the neutral zone. Drops back behind his own blue line and finds Van Vliet behind his own net. He gets it around the near side to Sims. And it's sent up to the North Bay blue line. Petrov with it in the North Bay zone, skating through the middle of the ice. He gets knocked off the puck going over the blue line. 5:10 gone in the period. It's behind the Hamilton net. The Battalion sent it to the point. Christopoulos' shot goes wide of the net. Into the corner. Petrov battling for it. North Bay trail 4-0 as they got control in the Hamilton zone. Still in the corner. It's Arsby on the puck. He kicks it to the middle. McDonald can't get a shot off. Down the point, kept it by Christopoulos. Backhand pass to the near side. There's Lukin on the ice. He sends it to the corner. The shot is blocked. Down to the point, there's Lukin again. Pass across to the right side of Christopoulos. His shot goes off his stick, off the glass in front, and the Bulldogs turn it aside, and they will get it up ahead to Shirk, and Shirk sends it down the ice. Lukin listed as the 7th D-man. I don't know how much ice time he's had in this game before that shift. There's a shot towards the net in the Hamilton zone, played in behind the net with 6:40 gone in this third period as the Battalion looking to control it in the Hamilton zone. Jackson to the half-board Sicko. They can't hold it there at Hamilton, leading 4-0. Break out of the zone. It's Hayes down the right wing side into the corner. He gets hit by Govro. The puck goes around to the far side boards and picked up there by Coe. The Battalion overagers, skates it through the neutral zone, but then knocked off the puck by Hayes, who dumps it right back in on a 2-on-1. Here comes Morrison. The shot goes off the crossbar. And then on the ricochet, it comes back to the point. The shot comes in. Another save made by DiVincentis. On the half-boards, Morrison to the point. Hayes sets it up in front, and that's turned away again. Picked up on the far side boards by Morrison. To Jackeye, his shot is blocked. The rebound goes to Kammerer. His shot is stopped in front of the net by DiVincentis. Picked up by Jackson and cleared over the blue line. And now the Battalion will change. 7:40 gone in the third. 4-0 Hamilton lead in game 4 as they break out of their own zone again. Dumped down the ice. DiVincentis out of his net. Plays it around the near side. Duarte's there. Duarte sends it to the point, walking in. The shot is blocked, and the Battalion are looking to clear. In the neutral zone, it's turned over. The Bulldogs come right back in. A pass to the line. Walking in on the right wing side is Donovan. Donovan sends it to the corner. Nelson breaks up the play. Nelson now looking for an outlet pass. He finds Winslow on the far side. Winslow's pass up the middle is blocked by the Bulldogs, but they will follow it out of the zone as they didn't have a chance to put it back towards the net. Now they come back in on the right side. That play's broken up by Winslow. He sends it out to the neutral zone. That play's picked off by Thomas of the Bulldogs, and he dumps it in. 8:45 gone in the third. 4-0 Hamilton lead as Nelson takes a big slap shot from behind the red line, and it goes off the body of Constantini and off the glass. Hamilton pick up the puck, and they remain in control in their own zone. It's Gavin White in front of his net. He plays it to the far side, and it's cleared out of the zone by the Bulldogs. Picked up by Mathurin in the North Bay end. He plays it back up ahead to McDonald. McDonald dumps it into the Hamilton zone. In behind the net, Arnsby is there. Arnsby and McDonald battling for the puck behind the net. Arnsby knocks down Grushnikov, and behind the play, Grushnikov is slow to get up, and now the officials will blow the play down, and the trainer will come out to check on Grushnikov, and we are approaching the 9.5-minute mark of the third period as Hamilton leads 4-0.
You know, I was just going to say that these two teams are playing a respectful style here in the third period. They're not getting really out of hand. They're not taking runs at each other. You know, Hamilton's not trying to pour it on too much, you know. And that's really been kind of the MO, like, of Jay McKee's been saying all the two press conferences I've attended. He's talked about how much this team really respects North Bay, but after that hit against Grushnikov, you have to wonder if there's going to be some kind of retaliation, because, you know, the Bulldogs are likely going to play more games. The Battalion, their season is likely done tonight. So the Battalion, if they really wanted to, as we see Arnsby kind of clapping, you know, for Grushnikov to get up with his stick tap on the ice. But that being said, like, you know, the Battalion, if they really wanted to be that way, they could really try and take some runs at some of these Bulldogs players, and that's just not the right way to play the game at this point in time.
Yeah, and I don't know if there was any intent on that hit. I think McDonald and Arnsby were battling for the puck there, and there's some, you know, hits thrown, and yeah, they're just gonna have the face-off behind the North Bay blue line in front of the North Bay bench.
Yeah, for sure, and like, that's what I mean. But you have to think that, like, Hamilton's gonna have a bit of a wake-up call on that one and say, hey, come on, like, you don't want to see your guy get hurt, right? And for the most part, Grushnikov looks like he's staying on the bench, so good to see that. And like I said, he's the type of player you love to have on your team. You hate to play against him, but you love to have on your team because of that edge that he walks and the way that he plays. So just hope that he's okay, and hope the Bulldogs can go on to bigger and better things. But again, like I mentioned in the intermission, go Spitfires, go.
Grushnikov has his helmet off on the bench, still being looked at by the trainer. The officials having a word with the North Bay bench. And now we're set to drop the puck. Hamilton lead 4-0, 9.5 gone in the third period. The Bulldogs win the draw. They dump it in the North Bay end into the far side corner. North Bay looking to clear it at the line, kept in the zone. Shot comes in. That goes wide of the net, picked up by Arnsby on the far side. And Arnsby will dump it down the ice. Chasing it is McDonald. And they're saying that he was not going to get to the puck before the defense of the Bulldogs got there. And so with 9:44 gone in the third period, Hamilton maintained that 4-0 lead, and they will get an offensive zone face-off chance.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Kyle McDonald was the first one down there, but to each their own on that one with the icing call, because, you know, an icing call at this point is really going to... But, I mean, he was coming in with a barrel of speed, and that's something that we've seen from McDonald really engage with a bit of speed in this game, or in this series, that we haven't seen, you know, from him this year.
Something else to add to his game, as he will be back in a North Bay uniform next September. 10 minutes gone in the third period. Hamilton up 4-0 as they chase the puck all the way back to their own zone. Down the right wing side, it's Diaco coming in. Diaco tries to play it to the front of the net, now in behind the net, centers it. Couple of hits thrown in the slot. The Bulldogs maintain control. They carry it to the near side. The shot comes in, that's stopped. Now down to the point, White looking to fake the shot. Now he carries it to the goal line, takes a shot, and it's a save made by DiVincentis, who pushes it away to the far side of the zone, and it's carried out by Nick Sema. Sema dumps it into the far side corner. Now in behind the net, he throws a couple of hits looking to get control of the puck. He got his stick in the skates of White, and that did not result in a call, as White got tripped up pretty good there. Now Biondi carries it into the North Bay end, looking for the pass to Diaco. They send it towards the net. It goes wide and is picked up there by Jackson. 8:55 to play in the third period as the Battalion dump it towards the goaltender Constantini, and he covers it up. 4-0 Hamilton lead. Let's check in with Bob Coles.
Okay, Matt, Hamilton in pretty secure shape to win the Bobby Orr Trophy tonight, and in our post-game show, we'll talk about the Bulldogs and what their future is going to look like, playing for the OHL title, and it's Windsor Flint. And we'll look ahead to what's next for the North Bay Battalion, as their hockey season may be ending in a few minutes, but lots of positives on a year where we missed OHL hockey so much, and the Battalion gave us plenty to talk about over the last 8 months or so, and we'll look at some of the positives and the successes and where they have to move next year to improve their performance. 3,002 the attendance tonight, and so that's all coming up in the post-game show. 4-0 Hamilton here with less than 9 to go. Courtney.
Thank you very much, Bob, and we'll hear from you once again at least once more this season in the post-game show, as you mentioned. And yes, 3,002 on hand here to take in Game 4 of the Eastern Conference Finals. One of the few times this year the Battalion have broken the 3,000 hit marker as they find their place in Cooperstown, Matt. But yes, you just want to see the attendance a little bit higher for games like these, and I think next year when the Battalion ice a really super competitive team and they're the Hamilton Bulldogs, we'll see a few sellouts.
I think so. Sorry about that. I expected my voice to be there, then it wasn't, and then it was, and I scared myself.
This is why I don't produce.
Okay. Yeah, I think they will. I think as things start to really come back to more of a normal that we're used to, I think that attendance numbers will start to creep up again. 8 minutes to play in Game 4. Ponaloo coming down the left wing side. Ponaloo towards the net. Fires it wide. Off the boards. Down to the point. Kept in the zone. Here's Wakely. The shot off the blocker as Constantini makes another big save on the Battalion. And now it's back in front of the net. Tarasevich trying to get a shot off. Jack-Eye just cross-checked Tarasevich up high as he was trying to shoot the puck. And then the Bulldogs cleared it down the ice. 7.5 to play in the third period. 4-0 Hamilton lead. 18 shots for North Bay, and Constantini has looked really sharp on a lot of them so far tonight. North Bay back into the zone though. To the left side, Mathurin in the circle. Sends it to the middle, nobody there on the pass. And the Bulldogs are looking to clear. They've got control in the slot. But a couple of passes go errant, and now North Bay in front of the net, but Arnsby could not bury it again. And on that one, they had Constantini moving the wrong way. But again, just like it's been all night, the story is somehow they can't find the back of the net. Now Wakely pulled down going to the net. Arnsby trying to help him out on the right side of the zone. They can. The Bulldogs get control, and they dump it down the ice. Icing will be called against Hamilton. 6:44 remaining in period number 3 of Game 4. Hamilton lead 4-0.
And the Battalion with some great chances again, like they've had all game long. And again, we talk about the voodoo magic against Arnsby, not able to score a goal. He had prime real estate right there to get one off, and he just fanned on the shot attempt. And you have to think, for the captain, it's going to really stick to him that he wasn't able to score. Although, albeit, he did sit out a lot of the second half due to injuries, but still, you want to score a goal when it counts the most.
There's a shot goes off of Petrov in front of the Hamilton net. And the Battalion, if they're not getting stopped by the crossbar or the post or by Constantini himself, they're standing in front of their own teammates and not being able to bury it. What an unfortunate offensive opportunities for the Battalion in this game. 6:10 remaining in the third. 4-0 Hamilton as they've got control in the North Bay zone. In the far side corner, some hard pushing and shoving going on. Now it's Lukin out there looking for that loose puck. He finds it in the skates and sends it to Jackson, who gets it up to Petrov. Petrov drops it back for Jackson over the blue line. He finds McDonald. McDonald on the left side going into the corner, trying to control it there. The puck bouncing around. It goes to the point, and now sent back deep into the zone. But Donovan's there for Hamilton, and he clears the zone. 5:35 to play in the third period. The Battalion fans coming alive now, knowing that the season is ticking down to its final moments here on the 2021-22 season for the North Bay Battalion. They're willing them, urging them, begging them to get one here before it's all said and done, and the puck goes up over the glass and out of play. 5:17 remaining in the period. 4-0 Hamilton.
Yeah, the fans really urging on the team for sure, like you mentioned, and that's something that you like to see, especially with the attendance at 3,002 and getting a little bit vocal. And for the most part, everyone stayed in their seats because they know what they're going to see. They're going to see a trophy presentation at the end of this game, and they're going to get one more chance to say goodbye to Brandon Coe, to Mitch Russell, who's unfortunately not in this game, and Grayson Ladd.
And the puck goes out of play again. So with 5:08 remaining, in period number 3, North Bay still trail 4-0 to the Bulldogs here. And the faceoff will come right to center ice, I believe. Yes, that's where they're going to mark it after a little discussion there. Goals coming from Mysak and Jacky in the first period. And then Mysak again, his second of the game, his second of the postseason, as well as Avery Hayes scoring his 8th, a penalty shot at 11:40 of the second. That wraps up the scoring, so there hasn't been a goal since the 11:40 mark of the second. And now the Hamilton Bulldogs trying to erase that little footnote with a little give and go, but Duarte could not beat DiVincentis there. In behind the net, picked up by Nelson. Nelson down the left wing side. Nelson looking down the ice. He flips it off the glass and dumps it in behind the net. 4:30 to go in period number 3, 4-0 in game 4 for the Bulldogs. And you talk about the experience of this team is getting this year, and you got to look at the guy between the pipes in Dominic DiVincentis, who's expected to be the #1 going into next season, and all of this is something to learn from as he moves on in his OHL career with the North Bay Battalion.
Yeah, not only that, I mean, he's played in 3 out of the 4 games of this series too as well, so good experience for Dom for sure.
4 minutes to go as Nick Sema carries the puck into the Hamilton zone. It's knocked off his stick, picked up there by Gaudreau on the near side boards. He tries to flip it in the corner for Tarasevich. Donovan knocks him off the puck. Sims is there, and Sims finds it, sends it to the far side to Grushnikov. Grushnikov across to the near side to Donovan, and Donovan with 3:40 carries it out and dumps it down the ice. The Bulldogs up 3-0 in the series and 4-0 here in game 4. And they lose control of the puck behind the net as Tarasevich has it for North Bay. Tarasevich been out there for a while in this shift here. Backhanded pass in the neutral zone, finds Gauvreau. Gauvreau tries to get it over the blue line. He does, but White is there to stop it. Gavin White dumps it back into the North Bay zone. Picked up by Gauvreau. Gauvreau in behind the net to Mathurin in the North Bay zone. He gets knocked into the boards trying to clear the puck. Now check that Arnsby looking to help him out. Knocked around in some skates. McDonald tries to help him out. He clears it over the blue line. It's knocked back in, and they're going to call offside against the Hamilton Bulldogs with 3 minutes on the clock in the third in game 4.
Another shout out to our buddy Brady Leavold, who's saying thanks for the broadcast and supporting Puck Support. And you know what? Anytime, Brady, we love to put the highlights on anything that's is interesting and quite a good thing for the community, like Puck Support is. And I must say also on the podcast side, it might be a couple of weeks, and it has been a couple of weeks since we've recorded an episode thanks to the playoffs. Might be a couple of weeks, but we'll be back for some more episodes here coming up.
There's a play in the North Bay zone. There's a shot by Mysak, and it's a save made by DiVincentis. It's going to be his 26th save of the contest, as the Battalion still trail 4-0 to the Bulldogs.
On the bright side, Matt, we never have to hear this advertisement ever again of the boat. But anyways, head to the boat this summer. It's a great place. Best porch that overlooks Lake Nipissing.
There's a shot from Mysak, and he scores. It's a playoff hat trick for Jan Mysak to really put the cherry on top of this series for the Hamilton Bulldogs, who now lead game 4 5-0.
Yeah, Mysak, the Montreal Canadiens prospect, he's had himself a quietly good series, as well as people like Hayes and McTavish have taken the spotlight. But Mysak really putting together a great series for the Bulldogs. And every single game this series now, they've scored at least 5 goals.
Every game this series, yeah, you're right.
5 in the first game, 5 in the second, 6 in game 3, and 5 here.
So 2:30 to play in period number 3. Battalion down 5-0 in this contest. And the Hamilton Bulldogs have really spread that offense around. 8 different guys have recorded at least 1 goal in this 4-game series. 5 going to Avery Hayes. Check that, 6 with his goal, penalty shot goal tonight. But 3 tonight for Jan Mysak really has been the difference. And his goals have just been off quick draws, just controlling the puck and just finding the back of the net.
And Avery Hayes with those 6 goals matches the Battalion's output for the entire series as well.
Yeah, the offense just had not been able to convert when needed is the tale of this series. 1.5 minutes to go before the curtain will close on the 2021-2022 season for the North Bay Battalion, as Podolou comes down the right wing side into the Hamilton zone. Podolou sends it in front of the net, but turned aside by the Bulldogs, and Gavin White will carry it out. He dumps it into the North Bay zone, and it's Ladd who picks it up behind the net. As the final minute approaches here at Memorial Gardens. Tarasevich at the blue line, lost the puck, and sent back down the ice. You gotta wonder if Brandon Coe might get that last shift coming out here with 50 seconds to go. Sent towards the Hamilton net. Wide of the net and sent down the ice. It's a foot race to it. Ladd, who is out there for his final OHL moments, beats out the rushing attacker to get the icing call for the North Bay Battalion. And there it is. Brandon Coe will go out there with Grayson Ladd as they will play their final shift in the OHL.
You know, they say there's no crying in baseball, there's no crying in hockey. This is a good moment where if you want to have a tear, go for it, because it's hard to fight it back at this moment.
Play in front of the net. There's Romani, but he can't get a shot off. And it's cleared out of the zone. Ladd in the neutral zone over to Govro. In the middle, the Bulldogs with control. Govro looking to set up ahead and set in front of the Bulldogs net, and Shirk sets it up to Diaco, and he puts it in behind DiVincentis, and that's going to make it 6-0 for the Hamilton Bulldogs here in Game 4.
Okay, it's 6-0, guys. We can stop now, and we can stop with the yelling next door too. Like, it's 6-0. We get it. You know, the Bulldogs have played a great series. Love to see you guys next year. Be an interesting matchup now that, again, you credit where credit's due. The Bulldogs have played an excellent series, and the Bulldogs have looked really good, you know, and they have to, because they sold off the farm. They sold off the young talent for these players, for this team, and this is a team that's built to win it.
15 seconds remaining in the neutral zone. The puck sent down into the North Bay end. 6-0 Hamilton lead. They lead the series 3-0. They lead Game 4 6-0. And with 5 seconds to go, the Hamilton Bulldogs will once again lift the Bobby Orr Trophy as Eastern Conference champions. It's the second time in 5 years that the Hamilton Bulldogs will head to the OHL Finals, where for the North Bay Battalion, the season comes to an end, and so too do the careers in the OHL of Mitchell Russell, Brandon Coe, and Grayson Ladd. And for the first time in North Bay Battalion history, one player goes coast to coast in a green uniform. Brandon Coe, the first ever to be drafted in the first round by the North Bay Battalion and finish his career as a North Bay Battalion.
And lots of emotion right now, Courtney. You know, hats off to Hamilton. We congratulate them. a perfect 12-0 in the playoffs. They're going to be a tough out, whoever they play in the next round. But hats off to the Battalion. A lot of emotion there, a lot of hugs from these players who didn't know what their futures were. These players lost a year of their careers. Some got drafted and had to wait a year to play. 2 seasons lost, the end of one and the whole completion of another. And they came to North Bay, and the chemistry on this group was just tremendous. I found so many good moments in the weekly scrums, seeing the players really working together. Great chemistry, great leadership by Mitchell Russell and Brandon Coe. The wonderful story of Ty Nelson, the emerging goaltending of Dom DiVincentis, the Van Steensels, the Wakeleys, then watch for Potaloo next year, and Romani and Seema. There's just so many positive things to like, and a lot of emotion right now, Courtney. A lot of tears down by the fellows in green, and it's just a great handshake line here. And Hamilton will move on and probably win the next round too. And the Battalion have plenty to look forward to when they come to camp in August.
Go Spitfires, Bob. But yeah, the Battalion, they played with heart right to the end. Very, very proud of this team, and to have a small part of it with this broadcast, to have a small part of it with the podcast, it's remarkable. It's been fun to watch these guys grow up. It's been fun I've said it on the podcast many times. I was worried that I was drinking the Kool-Aid a little bit too heavily, thanks to Adam Dennis really propping this team up the year that we didn't have them. And, everyone thinks that you're going to oversell a team, and that was my worry. But if anything, he undersold this team, and they've been wonderful.
And you love the handshake line. It's much more emotional at this level. You don't see it as much in the NHL, because in the NHL you're going to see these guys next year. But in many of these cases, these players won't see each other again. Matt mentioned the 3 Battalion graduates, but you could have 10 new players. This Hamilton team is going to be completely different next year. So many guys moving on, and Jay McKee has got quite a club over there, but so does Ryan Houlihan, and some good pictures there taken. I know Kyle McDonald with one of the Bulldogs. It's a special time, isn't it? When the crowd has been standing ever since this game ended, and finally the Battalion will salute them with their sticks in the air. And it won't be that long. Today's date is the 26th of May or 27th of May, and in about 3 months or so, they'll be back in North Bay, and they've got plenty of work to do in the summer, beginning their fitness training, of course. They'll welcome some new teammates. 3 players will move on, and it's going to be a short off season for the Battalion with the late start to the season and getting to the 3rd round. But Courtney, I got to ask you, number 1 highlight with the North Bay Battalion this year?
Number 1 highlight for me is that game against Mississauga in which the troops clinched the Central Division. That was a high-intensity game. We got to have our buddy Isaiah up here to take it in with us, and just everything. The come-from-behind win, the shootout, the save by Verbetic, who might not be back next year, everything about that. And to add another banner that's been sorely missing since the first year of the North Bay Battalion have been here. And it's just remarkable that this team, not many people picked them. They thought the Barrie Colts might be Central champs, at the end of the year. And the Battalion were the best team in the Central. And to me, that's my number 1 highlight.
To me, this may be the number 1 highlight, to see how close everybody is. Like, if you go to these weekly scrums, there's a situation with Alexander Lukin did his first interview, right?
Yeah.
And the whole team, literally the whole team, came out of the dressing room and watched the interview. And he calls Brandon Coe old man because he's the veteran of the team. And they're still out there congratulating each other. And it's great to see Adam Dennis and there's quite a gathering down below. It just shows you.
Co's going to be the last off the ice. Sorry, Bob.
Yeah, it just shows you the chemistry, doesn't it, Matt? The chemistry of this group. I think this is the most together group as a group that we've been here every year. They've finished this year, and of course we missed a couple of seasons, but it just shows you the closeness of this group. And moving forward, there's just such positivity right now. The Bulldogs are getting the Bobby Orr Trophy, and they hope it's. Of course, 4 years ago they won they went to the Memorial Cup. They didn't win the Memorial Cup. The last OHL champion, by the way, was the Guelph Storm. That was 3 years ago, and it'll be Windsor or Flint to battle Hamilton to be the next OHL champion, and then off to the Memorial Cup in St. John, New Brunswick. But this isn't the big one. Most prognosticators, Matt, felt Hamilton was going to win the series, and they did. It's going to be the next round to see if Hamilton's got the goods, because they're going to play a team they haven't played, Windsor and Flint, and
that's right.
And it'll be a very unusual OHL final, but in that sense. But Hamilton was the team. They went out and got Jack Eye. They went out and got Mason McTavish, and just their depth. They don't take shifts off. They're well coached, and they deserve all the credit they're getting.
And as I said it before, what was the number? 16 of their players are 18 and over. So, I mean,
great stat.
That's how you want to build a team if you want to go on a championship run. So congratulations to the Hamilton Bulldogs. Truly well earned, and truly, they deserved it. But the North Bay Battalion, I mean, this was a great season. Probably doesn't feel like it right now, but not a lot to really hang your head about after a year like that, where, as you talked about the closeness, I mean, they had to overcome so many different things. Weird start to the season, COVID, not having people in the building, and I think all of that really brought this team together. And also, a lot of these guys, they hadn't seen each other over almost 2 years, right? So not just the new cohorts, but I mean, guys like, Arnsby and Christopoulos probably hadn't seen each other in a while. And, Co hadn't been around some of these guys in a while. So, yeah, and I think Adam Dennis did a great job at the trade deadline, bringing in guys like Grayson Ladd and adding a guy like Kyle McDonald, who is going to be such a good
not a bad overager
next year on that top line, and the emergence of Kyle Jackson to this squad. So, yeah, again, I know right now it doesn't feel like it, but, man, this was a great season for the North Bay Battalion. Third time that they have been to the Eastern Conference Finals since moving to North Bay. And, just a lot of positives to take forward in the next 8 weeks,
well,
really.
Yeah, it's a great run for the battalion for sure, and so many positive stories, so many good young players that we're seeing develop, and they're going to be great as the season moves along, or as the summer moves along, and looking forward to next season. Brian Floyd's done his work, and he's done a great job. And, of course, Jared, who's with the putting all those pictures on social media. And now we can get to the golf course and show everyone how to break 70. But we tried something. We thought we were going to try something this year. We didn't know it would work. We didn't know if anyone would take notice, but we were going to try basically a radio broadcast on YouTube. And that's what it's turned out to be. So there's a group of 5 of us, spearheaded by our friend Courtney. Of course, Courtney's got his Frontline podcast with co-host Tom Parisi. And we said, let's do a game day broadcast. We'll do all the home games and see if we can, it'll work. And, it has worked, I think. And got Matt to do the games on the play-by-play. Derek Lindemann's helped out in a big way, of course, doing color and co-hosting with yours truly. And, of course, Ben Long, who we couldn't do this without Ben, who's under the weather today. And Ben just does a bang-up job because I don't know how all this technical stuff works. So
Yes.
Neither do I anymore.
So congratulations to Ben. But Courtney, you're the guy who came up with the idea, met with Mike Griffin, and he gave us the green light. And it's been a fun year.
Yeah, and you know what? I can't take all the credit because, like I said, Matt, I've said this story a few times, but Matt first came to me. It was like early March or late February 2021. It looked like we were going to get an OHL season. And Matt said, what if we do a video, at the Gardens, just teeing things up because there likely won't be fans. And I said, yeah, that's a pretty good idea. I'll be honest, like that is a good idea. And then it kind of developed into, wait a sec, we both done broadcasts on CKAT. What if we just look into doing our own broadcast? And we met with Mike Griffin, like you mentioned, Bob, and we got the green light, and we had to kind of keep things hush hush during the summer because I remember we were golfing and you asked me what's going on with the broadcast. Is there anything happening? And I can't say anything. And then it was nice relief to be able to finally ask you to join, and the fact that you were able to join is amazing, and to do games with Matt again after not being able to do games for a couple of years with you guys, and then to have Derek come in and be wonderful. Jamie start the season with us and then move on to her new position with the Battalion has been wonderful as well. And then Ben, I mean, we'd be up the creek without a paddle without Ben at this point, without the know-how, without the technology. And so, again, like I mentioned, coming into the third period, from the bottom of my heart, thank you to all of you guys for believing and taking a chance with me and getting to this point. And thank you to all the listeners. And, of course, thank you to Tom Parisi, who, without this, we never would have really started this because he and I started that podcast, and we didn't think it would go anywhere. And the next thing, here we are, joining, or here we are, as the official podcast, the official broadcast of the team, and we didn't know where that would go. So the fact that we're here is truly mind-blowing to me, and that's my sign-off for the year. But honestly, thank you guys, and thank you to the listeners at home and everyone that has supported to this year. And I would be remiss, one last thing, if I didn't say this. Thank you so much to Nick Moore, and he's been a really big help on this. And without Nick, I don't think we'd be where we are. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Courtney, and we know you'll keep Battalion fans informed with the podcast over the summer. And Courtney's going to go and check out the news conference and see what Coach Houlihan has to say after a tough end to his season, but a great success overall. And Matt, it's been fun. It's been fun to do the games again, right? I mean, we missed it. We missed it for a year and a bit, and of course, you were in the middle of a season when they shut things down in
That's
March,
right.
and of course, we lost a whole year, and we're getting the information across in a different way on YouTube. But I think it's been good. It's been fun.
It has been fun. I've truly enjoyed it, and I think just some different components of being able to interact with fans while we're doing the broadcast live has been fun. Ben working on updating our equipment throughout the year meant that people in the building, could put their phone on, plug in a headphone, and actually listen to us while they're in the building. I think that's a pretty neat advancement. It's something we need to push out a little bit more. Should we come back next year? And just to add on to Courtney's point, we originally were just looking at doing some kind of social media video, just kind of doing pre-game chats to get people pumped up for the games, and then that kind of led into doing why don't we actually do the games. So, it's been great. Can't thank you, Bob, and more to, jumping on with us and being part of the broadcast and bringing your expertise. And again, we've had such a great crew over the year, and we've had wonderful fans listening in all season long. So thank you to everyone for tuning in throughout the season.
Okay, Matt, and of course, thank Derek Lindemann, thank Ben Long, and of course, thank Courtney Kenny. And this is our sign-off. So thanks for listening. We hope to be back in the fall. Thanks to the Battalion, from Adam Dennis, the coaching staff, led by Ryan Houlihan, all the players, of course, owner Scott Abbott, team president Mike Griffin, for letting us do this. And for the final time, the North Bay Battalion fall 6-0 in Game 4 to the Hamilton Bulldogs. The Bulldogs move on to the OHL final, while the Battalion think about next season. For everybody, good night from Memorial Gardens. I'm Bob Coles.